Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. My name is Ben Errington, and today I'm joined by regular co-host Mr.
Andy Conduit Turner. How you doing, Ben? And by extension, everybody. Ben will answer for you all now.
Everyone's doing just fine, and I'm glad to hear it.
All things
Um,
considered, state of the world, that's really good to hear. Thanks, everybody.
yeah, I'm happy about that. And we're joined by a very special returning guest. Lucy Buglass is a senior entertainment writer for Tech Radar and Rotten Tomatoes critic. Welcome back to the show, Lucy. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me again.
You are most welcome.
Always a pleasure.
Always a
Always,
pleasure.
yeah,
If I thought,
never a chore.
who would like to talk about 17 children running off into the night with their arms out like Naruto? Lucy, she's
That sounds
definitely
like
be
a
up for
me
that.
thing. Yes.
Straight to Area 51 they all go to. Spoilers early, everybody.
Straight to Area 50. How do you get out of, I kept thinking, how do you get out of the door? Are people not locking their doors at night? Do people do that? No?
Suburbia, mate, that's all right, so you can leave them.
Is that it? Is that the issue? Is that what we're saying? Do you lock your door at night? Well, Lucy, you're in London. You must lock your door at night.
Absolutely, yeah.
Triple locked.
Triple lock, dead bolts. It's got to be difficult to get out in the morning. Otherwise,
You
there's
put a
no
line of
point.
salt and an enslaved person there in case anyone steps in. In London, you got to be
That
careful.
that is like the best burglar alarm ever, surely. A
If
line
you
of
cross
salt,
this line, someone's going to thump the shit out of you.
thump the shit out of you, and never give it a rest. Never, never. They're gonna never tire. They're gonna never not be fuming. They're gonna come at you. It's gonna be
What,
terrifying.
what a time.
What a time. Anyway, we don't want to spoil things straight off the bat. Warning, of course, we are spoiling today's film in massive detail from start to finish. I think avoiding spoilers for this film, especially like for the couple of days since it was out, and obviously and screenings that people have been to, for me, I felt like it was really difficult. It was like the laser room in Resident Evil, trying to avoid spoilers. But I'm assuming everybody avoided spoilers nicely before they saw it. I know you saw it a little while ago, Lucy.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to deliberately not read a damn thing about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would
Mm.
encourage people to just not look at anything if you can help it.
Yeah. I think even watching like the second trailer. So the first trailer was obviously very
Yeah,
vague and we kind of just see the kids running off into the night. Second trailer was more of a story trailer, wasn't it? Um
yeah. The first trailer I think is kind of all you need. That's the one that like really got me in. The
yeah.
second one is a bit more, but they still don't go into too much detail, which I appreciated. I think
Hmm.
that was important.
Yeah.
I feel like the trailer or the trailers, I've only probably seen that story trailer, but I feel like it leaves out some very key things that perhaps people could immediately go, I might be able to work out what's going on here in some way. Um, we'll get into what those bits are that they've left out, but I'm glad, and obviously we do get tiny, tiny little flashes of certain moments, which when we see them on screen, it's like, okay, that's a major part of the film, but without context and just a tiny little flash, it doesn't really affect the overall effect
Yeah.
of the film, does it?
At this point, I would say if you are going to watch it, first pause us, go and watch it unless you prefer spoilers because you want to make sure you don't get too scared. Um, yeah, go and don't even watch any trailers. I think I think I watched the first trailer and then the story trailer. I kind of half paid attention to, and then I thought, right, I'm not going to watch that back because I don't want the clarity of exactly what that was. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then because I always go to the cinema quite late, turn up just as the film's starting, I've been able to avoid it all this time.
Yeah. Avoid as much as possible, I would say, because I think I'm definitely past a point with films as well. I don't know how you two feel, where I don't really care about like trying to work it out anymore. I'm not like I don't sit there and go, I reckon it's this. I want to be right. I'm gonna lean in and tell whoever I'm with that I think it's this. I'm almost past the point of that. I kind of just want the film to tell me, and then me go, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Or maybe go, oh yeah, I kind of that felt kind of obvious, or it didn't feel obvious. But I'm definitely past the point now of just trying to work
yeah.
out plot points.
I feel like this that where there's like a mysterious element to it as well. That's part of the enjoyment of the film, and I guess we will definitely be talking today
Mm.
about the wealth of fresh new ideas we've seen in horror. Probably frustrates me even more when it is big franchise stuff, not horror related, but they've just started filming a new Spider-Man film, and I cannot engage anymore with the constant news cycle of, right, let's have a look at every single clue to try and pick up every single. It's like the monkeys and the typewriters. They're gonna get so many. Like when every possible combination of what it might be is something someone has guessed, whether they were correct or not. There are no
Yeah.
surprises left in one of these films. Like I don't need. And I saw today, like there's going to be another round of casting for Avengers Doomsday announced shortly. I'm gonna go see it. I don't need anything. Literally, you could say nothing
Who's
apart
in
from
it
the
then?
date. I don't
Is
care.
is the landlord in it from Spider-Man 2 who says rent? Is he in it? And his Russian daughter who made some muffins for Tobey Maguire. Are they in it? That's all I care about. No?
Yeah, yeah. No, just don't mention anything. Like I would like a surprise for once in my bloody
Yeah.
life. Thanks ever so much.
Cheers.
Hmm.
Like
Um,
it's fine. It's fine to speculate big points, maybe if so. What might we see, basically? But like not the whole. Let's look at this clue in infinite
100
detail.
things the weapons trailer told us and what it could possibly be. Don't let me watch that. Um, so
Yeah, it's
yes.
when I was like kind of doing some research into it when I was covering it, like people were obsessed. Like on Reddit, they were like, "Tell us what happens, tell us the ending," and I'm like, "Why are you asking people to tell you that? That's my worst nightmare. I don't want to know that.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? What's the point?
yeah.
Like if you know what we know going into weapons, it's just going to be shit. To be honest, like you
Yeah,
need the surprise. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's pointless.
Because
But
it's
people
not
are
just like,
obsessed with spoilers. They love spoilers. Yeah.
yeah, it's not just one surprise either, It's not like
Well, yeah.
one big thing. I know there is like obviously a very key thing that ties
Mhm.
it all together, but yeah, there's not one big surprise. There's kind of lots of different things happening, lots of
hmm
moving pieces, lots of moving parts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean,
At least if people explicitly try to work it out, and if they label them properly, you can navigate those. But it's when people go, here are my non-context spoilers for
oh
things
yeah,
which you'll
yeah,
definitely
and
not
it's
know. And it was like in the thing that I used to get was like when it was the last series of Game of Thrones, and it would be like a dragon, some fire, and a skeleton. Well, shit, I wonder what happens. Without the context, you could never work this out.
Wow.
oh my God.
Oh God, you have to be qualified to watch a whole season of Rick and Morty to be able to unpick this impossible puzzle that you've laid out before us here.
Lucy, obviously you had the chance to speak to Zach Cregger as well
I
about the
did.
film.
Mhm.
How was that? What was it like speaking to him? Did you get any like particular nuggets of information out of him that perhaps you hadn't seen or was brand new information to you, or was he quite a closed book when it came to delivering talking about the film? Because obviously it is quite a
Yeah, I mean,
mysterious.
obviously, it was very close because, like, I didn't really ask a lot of plot questions because, for me personally, I didn't want to spoil it for myself. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, I mean, obviously, I'd already seen it, but I didn't want to kind of like be uploading this interview where I'd literally just like kind of giving things away for people, if that makes sense. Because I'm kind of like, I know, but I need to pretend that I'm like fresh. Anywho,
mm,
it was mostly for me, kind of just talking about how refreshing it was to see a trailer that was like so ambiguous. Do you know what I mean?
mm.
Because there's so many horror trailers these days where it's like they give away the best jump scares. Like the Smile trailer gave away that really cool jump scare at the end. Like, what was the point? Why'd you do that?
Mm.
Weapons has just not done that at all. So Zach was very open about the fact that he hates trailers that have like lots of like major plot points or jump scares or basically telling the entire story in a trailer, which I was like, I agree.
Mm.
He said he wasn't keen on the marketing idea at first, the kind of like fake out website with like the sort of kids running away. He didn't think it was going to work and then was proven wrong, which I thought was quite a nice little bit of information because
Yeah,
I wrongly assumed maybe he'd collaborated with that idea and
Was
thought it
part
was a
of
good
it.
idea, but no,
yeah.
he said he was unconvinced at first. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
That is weird,
Because
isn't it? Because
yeah,
the marketing's been so good, it almost
it's been
like
great. Yeah.
yeah.
Like he was very like humble about it. He was very much like, I was proven wrong. It was actually brilliant and that they've done an amazing job. But
Mm.
had you asked him, he probably wouldn't have gone down that route, which is just fascinating to me.
Mhm.
Because, I loved Cloverfield and that the kind of stuff that was doing and like District 9 with the kind of like alien phone number where you could ring to like report aliens. I love
Oh
marketing like
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was like, Zach, this is incredible. But no, we didn't talk a lot about the plot just because I want people to know nothing about this. It was more about like the hype and fan theories and um he said a few of his favorite fan theories. One of them was that some people thought it was to do with aliens, which he thought was quite a fun fan theory. But yeah, he was very nice. He was very, very nice.
Did
Lovely.
where can our listeners find the whole interview to check it?
So it's mostly, I haven't actually uploaded the full video yet, but I have it on the Tech Radar website. I will give you guys some links that you can put in the
Yeah,
show
yeah.
notes.
I've seen the link.
It's
I've seen the
Lovely.
link.
mostly verbal, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking. I've seen the link and I've read your review and everything. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
did,
he was lovely though. He was a really nice guy. Yeah.
yeah, he seems really nice. Everything I've seen behind the scenes, all the
Mm.
behind the scenes bits, all the stars, everyone on the film has great things to say about him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fascinating to see it all come together. And I mean, that talking about the marketing is kind of crazy because
I know.
when you think about it, I guess most directors probably are quite hands off when it's stuff like that because
Mm.
it's not in their realm of expertise. But it must be so terrifying to like let go of something that you've worked so hard on and just be like, right now shape it and deliver it for it to be consumed in a way
And,
that like is
yeah.
going to make them, I guess, yeah, make the most money.
And I think it is obviously a big studio, it's Warner Brothers. So, I think that there might be some apprehension there, kind of like, oh God, how are they going to handle this? But,
Hmm.
honestly, full credit to Warner Brothers. They've done a brilliant job. Like, I think they've handled it with so much care
Absolutely.
as a big studio. So,
There
I
was
think they're doing well.
there was a bit of a bidding war, wasn't there, when the script came out originally? Jordan
Huge,
Peele.
huge bidding war. Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it Monkey Paw? And he fired some people who didn't get it or
Yeah, I
something like that?
heard this that they didn't Monkey Ball didn't secure it, so
Mm,
it got you fired.
And then Ryan Hollinger, who's on the show recently, said he'd been, I don't know if he'd read the script or like he knew some bits about the script, and obviously that was what drew there to be such a bidding war for it. I
mm,
also read today someone said they've read the script and it's like 95% the same as the film, so like almost everything ended up on screen as well
Mm.
because it is a long film. It's not like,
mm.
it's not
2 hours
ridiculous,
dead almost, right?
but just a little bit over, I think. Maybe a
Just a
little
bit
bit,
over.
bit over, yeah. But I never, not once did I think, oh, this is dragging out a bit. I was almost disappointed that I knew we were coming to the end. I was like, I kind of need more. Not so much where I'd be like, I'd rather it was a TV show. Like a mini series probably would have worked well, each
Hmm.
individual episode. But I think, I mean, it is perfect the way it is, the way those stories like crossover and point of views crossover as well. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't, in terms of like, theories, did either of you think it could have been something before and then ended up being it, or did you not really think about it too much?
I didn't really think. I guess like, what you guys were saying earlier, I just wanted to go into it and let them tell me the story. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because I wanted. Yeah, I don't think I even had a sort of, oh, it's going to be X, Y, Z. I didn't even think of anything, to be honest. I just
No.
wanted to go in and see what it was like. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
feel the same.
I was quite far into the movie before I even was theorizing anything. I think
yeah.
when we'll get to it, I think the first time I had a guess of anything was when a character visits the head teacher
Yeah.
and we see that person in the light of day, and I'm like, oh,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
okay. And to be fair, Lucy, I could have gone with that fan theory even up to that point. Go, that could be a space alien.
That could be an
Yeah.
alien, that could be a shapeshifter, that could be like anything. And I guess like
Mm.
obviously we won't mention it quite yet, but like the direction it took, I liked. I feel like maybe it's something that's obviously it's very prevalent in horror, but it's something that maybe isn't used as much as it could be. Like obviously certain films with these particular happenings are always very popular, whether they're ambiguous or not, but I liked it. And
Um, and it's such a time as well. Like this is another example. We were talking before we started, but what a year for independent IP. And also, I genuinely believe in the quality we're seeing coming out of some of these creators now is that maybe more so than we've had for a good number of years. I'm seeing people come up now with their careers continue on this trajectory. We are seeing the auteur directors, the big names in horror production for another generation that are going to come up now. And I include Zach Cregger in this. I include the Philippou brothers after seeing both what they did with Talk to Me and Bring Her Back. Coralie Faja, I think, could well
Mm.
find herself in there as well. I'll add Ryan Coogler to that list, but obviously super well established, very well established already in other mediums outside of horror. But we've seen some incredible stuff already this year.
Yeah.
If depending on the product, the projects and the freedoms that some of these people continue to get, I really do think that either very old us in the future, Ben, or when we pass this over to a new generation and some other horror folks have inherited the mantle of horror hangout hosts, they'll be talking about the iconic careers of these people.
Yeah,
Unless they
definitely.
ever do anything terrible, in which case we never like them, of course.
But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely at a point now. I'm absolutely waiting for somebody to go, "Oh, all films these days are rubbish. They're all sequels and reboots and stuff." I'll go, "Wait a minute. How dare you? Have a look here and here and here. For God's sake,
Mhm.
open
I
your
don't care
eyes
how
just
many
a little bit
millions
wider."
of I don't care how many millions of dollars or bathfuls of water you throw into your terrible for the environment and creativity AIs. You're not coming up with stuff like this.
No.
Certainly nothing that's coherent anyway. And
Yeah.
there's some such brilliant work that's coming out of these creators. Not only the directors, of course, the people who are writing and putting together all these wonderful shots and the effects that come behind. There are
It's made a
huge
lot of money
teams
as
of
well, I
wonderfully
think.
created people. Yeah, I think Weapons did its budget opening weekend, I think, because its
Yep.
terms of spend has not been
Yep.
is a steal.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Hell
There's
yes.
there's also been a big resurgence of like kind of practical effects as well, if I remember correctly, because I know like Sinners wasn't it? Sinners was all like SFX and everything, which is nice because like CGI has a place, but I feel like it just feels so nice knowing that someone's like made something disgusting and that they've made that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like from scratch, like the substance, the making the big suit and everything. Like it's all just brilliant. I love it.
Mm.
It's
I mean,
long may it continue.
yeah. I guess it depends on the film, but like if
Mm.
a big scary, I don't know, 100-foot monster with 100 arms is needed, then CGI sure.
Yeah,
But
it
I
has a
think
place. Yeah.
literally everything else, gore. I think almost always there was obviously a period of time in the early 2000s where CGI blood was a thing. I never want to
Yeah.
go back to that time ever again, please.
No.
There's
No, no,
no-
no, 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 no.
When that man turns into a tornado of it in Blade,
Oh yeah. I mean, I honestly, I was thinking of an example in my head, and Blade immediately popped into my head.
give it a rest, Deacon Frost.
Give
Be
it.
practical, blood, if you could, just for a second.
Yeah. Um, okay, so before we get into film of the week, weapons, horror news. One bit is about Zach Cregger again. You won't stop bloody talking about him, will you? You're obsessed with him. Yes, he's the man of the moment, and his next film, of course, is Resident Evil. And just before we started recording, he compared his Austin Abrams led Resident Evil movie. So Austin Abrams is in Weapons. He plays the like addict dude who has a run-in with Han Solo with the mustache. What's his name? What's the actor's name again? God, I always forget.
Alden,
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, we'll get into that, of course. He compares the Resident Evil movie to Evil Dead 2. Now, after watching Weapons and obviously Barbarian as well, Zach Cregger, I am kind of a bit like, oh, he's taken on a already established. I know not a franchise that's had much luck in terms of movies, but he's taken on an established franchise where obviously it's got its own fandom, and occasionally that can be a bad thing. I am a little bit worried, but for him more so than anything else, because I'm a bit like, am I kind of hoping that he would just continue making like original properties, or am I thinking I can't wait to see what he does with Resident Evil? I guess it's a bit of both. I don't know how you guys feel about this.
Lucy, you've got any early thoughts?
See, I'm not as big on Resident Evil as you two, so but what I will say is that I'm excited to see what he does with it because it might turn me around, because a
Mm,
lot of the adaptations have been terrible and I haven't really touched any of the other stuff. So I'm not the best
yeah.
person to talk to about Resident Evil, to be honest. But
I,
I think based on what he's been doing with the original works, putting his spin on things might be quite interesting.
mm. Yeah, I guess like being worried
Mm.
is more so about him as a filmmaker and how his films are received rather than him touching a franchise or something that I love. I've not got any
Yeah,
worries about not I've not got any worries about that in a way. Andy, what are you gonna say?
I'm
yeah,
going to
I
come
think
down.
yeah.
Sorry, Lucy, finish your thought.
Sorry, yeah, I see what you mean. Actually, yeah, the fans might be a bit. toxic fan bases aren't great, are they? But I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure, I have faith in him to deliver something good, and hopefully the fans will understand that he's coming from a good place.
Yeah, I'm going to come down on the side of the fence, and I've been reading the things saying, hey, don't expect any of the characters that you recognize from the games. I think that is possibly the best insulation you can have
Yeah.
against this as well, because like we have those character stories, we have hundreds of hours you spend with them already. And you know what? We've seen the CGI movies that are perfectly on model because they're the exact ones they use from the games, and the characters in them are not particularly compelling. I'm so sorry, everybody, if you love those movies, but I didn't find them that engaging when you're not controlling them and you're not
Yeah.
driving the action yourself. I think that, and we talked about this when we talked about Welcome to Raccoon City. There is such a wealth of a world that you built around this that doing something with people we don't know, so you can remove the idea of, well, Chris Redfield's going to be all right because they're not going to kill off this major character.
Yeah.
Not only does it allow him to build a film that can offer us some form of surprises, but actually, it maybe insulates you from the fan base from not realizing this version of the character that they like already. You're able to say, "Look, I'm going to do something in this world." The monsters are arguably the most actually visually iconic thing.
Hmm.
Do me a fun story. I think you'd fall foul if you did, "Hey, this is this is roughly the story of Resident Evil, except a character that you've never heard of, played by my wife, is the main character." I think you will do better to
Yeah.
go, this is the world of Resident Evil. This is not a story, this happens here, down
Yeah.
the zoo, or at the local supermarket, or somewhere else, but it's nominally a Resident Evil film. It's in that world, and now here
Yeah.
is an adventure that you don't know about.
So he compares it to Evil Dead 2. He said, "Get crazy with the camera. It's a weird, fun, wild story. It almost makes you think, is something happening on a larger scale, but this is quite a smaller scale story taking place like in one, maybe two locations. That could be potentially cool." Yeah, it does make me pretty excited for something else. We're
Yeah.
obviously very lucky as Resident Evil fans, getting lots and lots. No matter how bad certain takes are, it's almost like, well, on to the next one. Um, but
Yeah, if
September
you
the
don't like
18th,
any type of
2026.
Resident Evil content, don't worry, there'll be another one along any minute.
Yeah. So it's September the 18th, 2026 is when we get a release. So just over a year. Yeah, I mean, this release of Weapons probably couldn't have gone any better for him as a filmmaker. So super excited to see what he does next with that. And hopefully because Weapons has been such a great success and made a lot of money, give him a bit more freedom when it comes to it and say like just make a film about Resident Evil, please. Please. We need a good one.
I know some people will be disappointed that they're not going to see their ultimate Jill Valentine on screen or whatever, but that's all right because you already got one. It's fine
But we've had that, and also the games have moved on from that as well. So,
until
like,
they go back inevitably.
until they go back inevitably. But the games have moved on, and yeah, I'm fine with new stories and new characters, and even like with 7 and 8, just the title character is like a faceless person, which makes it feel like you're more in the story than ever. So,
Yeah,
well overdue.
yeah. You face this character. You're a bit gutted, Ben, that your mate and role model, popular character, well fleshed out man, Ethan Winters, won't be appearing on screen.
Yeah, and just let me have a look at his face. Let me have a look at his face. No, no, something just
You should,
covers it at the last moment.
you show this to your daughter and say, "I know I do my best, but I'm just sorry I can't be as good a dad
I
as
can't be as good
Ethan
as dad as
Winters."
that. And if I get my hand chopped off, that's kind of it. I
Yeah,
can't
I'm at
do much
least
on.
going to hospital. I'm afraid you're gonna have to stay in bits in different containers. Soz.
God. Okay, so moving on from that, we've got a poster for the movie Good Boy, which is a dog. A dog is the hero in a haunted house movie. And the new poster warns us to trust his instincts. And our canine hero, Indy, finds himself on a new adventure with his human owner and best friend Todd, leaving the city for a long vacant family home in the country. Two things are abundantly clear. Indy is wary of the creepy old house, and his affection for Todd is unwavering. Well, what does that mean? Something creepy is going to go down, and Good Boy is going to be protecting Todd from anything bad. Is it all? Is it like from the dog's point of view, pretty much exclusively? Is that what we're supposed to believe?
I believe so, yeah, based on what I've read about it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I
Yeah,
think
definitely.
kind of playing on the animal sort of like sixth sense that they have. They know something's up.
Yeah.
Like
I,
if anyone's ever owned like a cat or a dog, they always seem to know that something's up. It's really weird.
yeah.
So I like the fact that they've kind of tuned into that with like the supernatural. I think it's a really smart concept. Looks really
I
cool.
think I read that like it's supposed to be like I think whoever wrote it or maybe the director, I can't remember who said this, but they said when their dog was kept looking in the corner of the room, they kind of like started to think, oh, this could be an interesting
Yeah,
little story just to build around
it's
that
like, can you
particular thing.
stop doing that, please? Like, you're
Can you just
freaking me
be
out. Yeah.
growling at nothing?
I
Yeah.
think dogs are just doing it to wind us up because they use those powers for bad as well. Like my dog definitely knows if it's been, oh, my wife's got she was on call, so was working late or something like that. A day that I need him to be quiet in the morning is the day that he is the loudest fucker in the world. It's like, okay, mommy's just having a rare opportunity to maybe just get an hour more sleep. And he will come tearing out of the room, barking, go running
Yeah.
straight to the door. Like, please. Um, we're also in the wonderful year of interesting perspective movies, it would seem. So, this, from a dog's point of view, we had The Presents earlier this year as well. Did you see The Presents, Lucy?
No, actually, this is news to me. Tell me about it. I haven't heard about it.
First person point of view, the camera is a ghost. A ghost which is
Brilliant.
also a character in the film.
Ah,
Steven Soderbergh, right? Ben,
Yeah.
keep me
Yeah. Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steven Soderbergh.
wow, that's fallen under my radar. That sounds really cool, actually.
yeah.
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 Quite a limited release a few months ago. Worth checking out. I
Mm.
bet it's on VOD now.
Oh,
Hmm.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of originality this year. That's good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is out on October the 3rd. I don't know about UK release, but it looks
Mm.
like October the 3rd, 2025. So not too long for this one to
Probably Christmas if our year's anything to go by. What are you playing at? Come on.
give us the bloody film on time, for God's sake. Yeah, and other news, what have we got? A film called Dream Eater is being released. So it's Eli Roth's new company, the horror section. They're officially launching with the theatrical release of Jimmy and Stiggs on August 15th, and that's being shown at Fright Fest as well.
We'll be there for
So,
that.
and then the follow up to that is Dream Eater, a found footage chiller from the Canadian genre trio behind Blind Luck Pictures. Co-written and co-directed by Jay Drakulich, Mallory Drum, and Alex Lee Williams. Three bloody directors. Too many cooks. I want to direct this bit. No, let me direct this bit. October the 24th, 2025. Blending raw documentary style realism with escalating tension and scares, Dream Eater delivers an unshakable nightmare. The story follows a documentary filmmaker who heads to a remote cabin in the mountains. Come on now, avoid those places to document his violent parasomnia. I think there's a film called Parasomnia coming out as well, isn't there? Isn't there?
Do you want to not document your violent parasomnia in a well-lit hospital,
In a
mate?
In a
well-lit.
controlled environment where you're
Yeah,
safe.
with professionals nearby.
Yep.
Oh,
I think we should go to a cabin in the woods. No, actually, further afield. Cabin in the mountains.
come in the
Oh,
mountains, 3-day drive in any direction to get there.
there you
No
go.
Okay, but
signal. Yeah, just
yeah.
No
And how many
signal.
people should we take? The bare minimum. Thank you.
The bare minimum, yeah. So who's the
Place you
dream
familiar
leader?
with? No, first time I've ever been here. Okay.
Yeah. So there is a trailer currently. I've not seen it, but check it out. If it sounds like something you'd be up for.
Buddy
Why not?
shall check it out, Ben. Big fan of the Pokemon move of the same name. I'll get on board with it.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I got for horror news. I
You've
guess.
got one more bit, Ben, I think. Actually, I think you've got two more bits in your mind. You were going to tell us about the upcoming release of a very exciting banish those thoughts of that horrible
Oh yeah.
AI artwork that was there. It's not that at all. It's nice. Um, Nightmare on Elm Street. We at last year at Fright Fest saw original recipe Nightmare on Elm Street fully restored into
Yes.
glorious 4K. The whole series available for you to enjoy now, coming out very soon. In a time when physical media, which was always cool, has become exceptionally cool once again. You're going to be snapping this up, everybody?
Wow, sounds lovely, doesn't it? Apparently, they're doing some screenings at like the Alamo Draft House as well in
Mm.
the US, like of all of the films 4K restoration. So, I mean, it does sound lovely, doesn't it? I did recently buy a like the Blu-ray collection, so I feel a little bit annoyed that now there's a 4K restoration. I should have seen it come in, though, shouldn't I?
To be fair, Ben, your purchase of that is probably what tipped it over the edge. If you hadn't bought it, it'd be like, should we burn the negatives of this film? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've got, we've made one more sale, lads. We've hit look at the totalizer. It's just tipped over the top there. We can fund the 4K, we can fund the 4K re-release.
Oh, I'm happy and sad about that.
Yeah.
Mostly happy. It's fine.
Same as how like anything even though I like to buy a game that I have no time to play, me buying a game is what tips it over to me. Should we make this free game of the month this month? Absolutely, we've sold enough copies
Oh yeah,
every time.
that always happens to me.
Whack it on Game Pass. Andy's bought one.
Yeah. Yeah. I might pick that up. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Um,
Christmas
so
is coming, Ben. Put it on your
Christmas
list
is
for
coming.
Santa.
Exactly. What we've been watching, anything we've seen in the last 7 days or longer than that, Lucy, that you've seen that you wanted to potentially recommend? Any new releases? Any first time watches?
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of a big mainstream one, but honestly, Wednesday season 2 was very good. I've really been enjoying it. I think what Tim Burton's done with Netflix's adaptation is amazing fun. The only gripe I have is that it's split into two parts, and I hate when Netflix does this.
Oh
Netflix,
yeah.
if you're listening, I hate the two-part thing. Please stop doing this.
Yeah.
And let
So they
people share
obviously,
passwords again, you dogs. Come on,
yeah,
you're rich
and
enough.
that, but mostly get rid of the split parts because I'm a binge watcher. Like I'll sit and watch like 8 episodes in a row. I don't care. I'll just do that. So it's the first 4 episodes, then we've got a month break, and then another 4, which is kind of
Oh,
crazy. I know, right? Like, what do you mean?
yeah.
But no, I think the first 4 are very, very good. I think Joanna Lumley's in it, and she's always fabulous.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's got a really good. It's Steve Buscemi's in it as the principal, the new principal. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
a stacked cast. It's so good. Yeah, like there's a lot of Addams Family purists. I do appreciate that. That are like it's not going to be the same as, but like, it's a good adaptation. Like I think it's very, very strong. Yeah.
Christina Ricci's in it as well, isn't she? I know she was in it the first time around, but
Yeah, she
plays in
is.
that role.
She does come back. I won't spoil it for people, but she has like a bit of a resurgence in this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. It's a very good series, and I love the fact that the guy who plays Thing, he's an actual guy, and they just use his hand. So again,
Yeah.
with the practical effects, again that they're using an actual
He's the
guy.
hand actor.
It's
He's
just
like
brilliant, you know.
David Duchovny in
Yeah.
Zoolander, the hand actor dude. I'll just play the hand.
Yeah,
Wednesday
it's
Series
so
2 got me
smart.
with some really serious marketing, right? So the Bristol Balloon Fiesta happened like last weekend. My dog woke me up really early, needed to go to the toilet, so I went out in the garden, probably about, I don't know, 6:30 a.m. Wednesday themed air balloon got over my house.
Oh wow.
Believe it.
Was it in the shape of a Wednesday Addams
It
or
was the
just
hair. Had the hair
words?
on it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I know. And then I
That's mad.
just gave it a nod of appreciation. And
To
then
be
I
fair,
found
Ben,
out.
unfortunately, I've let myself. I've set my expectations too high then. Because when you started the story, I thought the dog Dennis was going to have got you down to the garden, then turned around to you and gone, Ben, have you got a few seconds that I can talk to you about the upcoming? If they
Wednesday,
have possessed your dog, they'd be like, "You've done it. I'll
you've done it.
watch."
I'm sold. I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, definitely. I've not
But
actually
yeah,
seen any of it, so
it's good fun. It's kind of like I hate using the term young adult because young adult can sometimes mean shit, and we all know that, right? But it's true.
yeah.
But it's it's gone for a sort of like Wednesday goes to boarding school and fucking hates it kind of angle.
Mm.
But it's kind of like Hogwarts but better. It's that kind of vibe. It's very much that there's a lot of weirdos, a lot of like different like there's sirens and gorgons and werewolves and
Oh, okay.
vampires and shit. So like it's
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
supernatural kind of boarding school kind of thing, and it is a lot of fun. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it because again, I was a huge Addams Family like a fan of the originals, but they've done a very good job. Yeah, it's a
Nice.
good time. It's a very good time.
I'll add
It's
it to
it's
the
mostly been that. Yeah,
infinite content list.
yeah, the infinite list. Yeah.
Anything else at all? Is that?
It's mostly been this and Weapons, and
Yeah.
I'm really anticipating Together. I really want to see that. I haven't seen it yet, sadly. But no, I've
Very
mostly just
soon.
been rewatching my same comfort shows. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
That is absolutely
mostly
fair
been
enough.
on Wednesday hype and weapons hype mostly this week. So yeah.
Awesome.
Perfectly fair.
I've only got a couple of things to mention. So after your interview, Andy, with Mr. Crispin Glover, I thought, you know what, I'm going to watch Willard because I've not seen that in ages. Maybe since it like released, potentially. But this is the film about Crispin Glover plays a guy called Willard who is down and out. He's at the bottom of the societal ladder, and then he befriends a group of rats and gets them to do his bidding. And I think fair enough is what I think because the people he allows the rats to get, I'm like,
I mean, we've seen Rats Night of Terror. We know what those rats can do, right, Ben? Properly motivated.
there's like a little rat who's kind of like the leader, but he's like a good guy, like a good guy rat. His name's Socrates. There's a massive rat which is so big it looks like a bloody possum or something like that. Any guesses on what this rat's name is?
Hercules.
His name's Ben.
Ben,
Big Ben.
Oh
like the
my
Michael
god.
Jackson
Like the
rat.
Michael Jackson rat. And that song even plays in the film. And I was like, this is great. Honestly, Crispin Glover is chewing the scenery in the best possible way. He is so good in this film. There's like the final act, he tears it up. It is awesome.
I
And
just
there's
added
like
to my watch
you've
list.
got like asshole boss, yes. Mum who like expects too much of you and is disappointed in you.
Get eaten by rats.
Get her eaten by rats. It's so good and like it's not particularly like gory and that, but it is very like early 2000s. But I remember liking it, but again, not seen it in years. So glad that it's held up because yeah, it's a good time. Um, and then I also watched Gore Verbinski's The Ring 2002. I decided to watch it with my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter.
All right, Brucey.
15-year-old daughter because I keep trying to like go watch this, you'll be scared of this, and she's like nah, I'm not scared. And I go, oh, what about this one? It didn't quite scare her. I think she was maybe a little bit scared. She was hiding her face a couple of times at certain bits.
Tell her it
um
was real.
yeah. I absolutely love this film. I think this film is great. It's great in terms of atmosphere. It's like the bluest, wettest film as well. It's just so wet constantly, so blue. I think Naomi Watts is great. I feel like, is it better than the original? I think it might be. I know it might be a little bit controversial. Some people go, oh, don't talk so much rubbish. You don't it's blasphemy. I just think the soundtrack's great. Like the cinematography is great. And like the bit, it leads into that big scare. We don't see anything in terms of Samara crawling out of a TV until right at the end. Even after what we think is the end, we're like, oh, it's a lovely, happy ending. No, it's not. And there's a
Gets in the
great
post credits.
and there's a great bit, and I'm still so impressed by this bit. But I don't know if you remember. But when she crawls out of the TV, obviously the dude's terrified. He's like, "Oh my God, what's going on? This is madness." There's a bit where she like flickers and almost like does a Nightcrawler style bamf towards him, and he like goes flying back because he's terrified. It's so good. And also Naomi Watts' a TV pushes her down a well. Don't even remember that bit.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this, Ben.
In this day and age, a TV it'd just bounce off you, wouldn't it? You go, oh, don't be silly now. Paper thin TV, big old 2002 TV slides down like a bit of like the wood floor which has been caved in and knocks
Yeah.
it down the
A
well.
TV of that era. I mean, it knocked Matthew Lillard out for 30 plus years, right?
Yeah,
Only just got better from a telly being dropped on him now.
yeah, exactly. There we go. Um, but yeah, I thoroughly. It's the first time I've seen it, like probably in getting on for 10 years, and yeah, I love it. Does anyone like it, or are you Ringu aficionados? No one really bothered.
I like both. That's the problem. I'm just
Yeah,
they're both great in their own way, which
they are
is not the
definitely.
answer you were looking for. That's not a hot take or
That's
anything. But
fine. That's
I
fine.
think I was being a
Hot
big
takes are
old
not.
weeb when I first watched the first time. I was like, no, this is not as good, actually. And the bit with the horse is stupid. Just kills itself from not wanting to be in this film anymore.
I'm scared.
Jumps up. I'm on a ferry. I, as a horse, have no concept. I'm going to jump off into the engines. Thank you very much. Um,
Oh,
I remember not liking it at the time,
very
but
horsey.
that's probably stupid at the time, so I should give it another chance and watch it again.
Yeah. I mean, a bit of a cliched, creepy kid. He calls his mum by her first name. That's a bit weird.
I'd let
Uh,
Samara take him and say, well, you've done that. It's the only way you're going to learn.
Yeah.
Things you learn as a kid, things you learn from stinging nettles in the UK at very least. I think watching a cursed video and you just letting it play out would
He
be
watches the
fine.
cursed video like just to kill time. This kid as well.
Yeah.
He's like,
I tell you what, I bet you'd be
I
calling
couldn't
your mom
sleep.
by day seven, wouldn't you? Right, oh. Oh, sorry, I can only help people who want to have some sort of parental relationship with me. You carry on calling me by your first name. I will sit here not being cursed. Thank you
Not
so
being
much.
cursed,
Oh,
exactly.
what are you watching? This modern era? Shall I watch the infinite content that's here on the telly without even leaving our house, without having to
Do
watch
you
this
remember how you
horrible
have to?
cursed
Do
video?
you remember how you got to break the curse? Does anyone remember?
To copy it, didn't you?
You have to copy it, and there's no instruction in the original tape to tell you that, so you'd never know. It only ever happened by like just happened that a journalist watched it and she was like, "I'm gonna make a copy of this for my
I'll
own
use my I'll
records."
use I'll use my one of my two VCRs here to copy this VHS tape.
It's
All right,
basically,
must be nice.
it's
So
basically,
basically, only bougie families are getting to pass the curse on.
she goes
Once
to
again.
she goes to an official place to do it. She's it's basically forwarding a chain letter on, isn't
Yeah.
it? Forward on this cursed videotape or you will die. Put
There
don't.
must there must be a film about that, right? About a chain email that says, unless you send this to all of
Yeah.
your contacts and start the message with, please, if you don't do this, Samara will get me.
Tomorrow we'll come and get you.
Oh,
We should do an episode on this though,
God.
because we've done Ringu. We did like a double bill of Ringu and Ringu too.
Yeah.
So we should cover this because I think it's
Yeah. Good excuse
good
to watch it.
yeah.
Are chainmail's even a thing anymore? I remember those. I used to get them all the time in high school.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
they are so much. I guess what you get now is like someone writes a really dramatic Facebook status, and then
I
you
do
click,
not give
Yes.
consent for
and then you go,
Facebook.
Yes.
and then you scroll down, and it's not them, and it's like only 10% of my friends will have the bollocks
Yeah,
to copy and
literally.
paste this into their status. Do it now if you support not murdering. I don't know. It's just like it's
I know
always
it's
something.
Yeah.
always like if you've seen some dad struggling about, oh, please no.
It's just guilt tripping you. That's what they do now. They try and just absolutely
Yeah.
guilt trip you.
Only 3% of my followers actually care if cancer ever gets cured. So if that's you,
Yeah, it's something like that. And you go, well,
I
of
know
course I
that
care about
feeling.
that. No,
Yeah.
you bloody don't. You liar. Oh,
Yeah, but we've gone from like horror to like guilt tripping people, which kind of sucks. Like, bring back like screamer videos. You know,
yeah.
like that really old that old like car commercial where it was like the car that went behind the tree and then the zombie
yeah,
popped up. Bring those back. They
Bring
were
them back.
fun.
make those just
I
Absolutely.
miss
normal
those.
adverts again, just to get
I
your
miss those
attention,
pranks. Yeah, yeah.
just to feel something. That'd be good.
Just to feel something, anything, please.
hmm
Um, yeah. Anything for you, Andy? Last 7 days.
Well, Ben,
7 days.
all Fright Fest prep all the time in terms of my watching recently.
Yeah.
But I'll always make time for a certain thing. That's right.
Oh yes.
Continuing with another episode, Lucy, I've got a new hobby since you were last with us. I'm
Well,
watching Friday the 13th, the television series.
oh my god.
Bring you up to speed. Not Michael Myers, he's never been involved. Jason Voorhees, not involved in this at all. There's one mention of Friday the 13th. He does not appear during it. It is about three people, our mates, Mickey, Ryan, and Jack, who find themselves in an old antique shop reclaiming cursed, haunted items that their uncle, who was in league with the devil, is farming about the place. They're recovering them to stop the world falling into disarray. Last week, it was maybe alluded that maybe Uncle Lewis was going to return because he's got schemes to get back out of hell, which is where he is currently. He was going to become some type of antagonist, but they put that to rest for a bit now, and we've just gone for just another Monster of the Week episode. And this week, it was Mambo Voodoo was the episode, Ben, and I think
Not
you and I
bloody
guessed
Mambo
last week
Voodoo.
made a choice not to try and guess what that was going to be about. Um, but it's about a voodoo festival is just in town, and one of Jack's old friends, who is a voodoo holy man, who's called the Fireman, is coming to town, and he is played by, I don't know the gentleman's name. I'm going to find it for you. It is played by. Do you know the 1980s remake of The Blob?
Yeah.
Do you know the scientist who he always appears in like a big
Well,
hazmat suit? It's played by a
maybe.
guy named Joe Seneca. He
Okay.
is the voodoo man, and he's there. And at first, Ryan in particular is like, "You're a spooky bloke, mate. I don't want to give you time of day. You're into we're gonna go out and have a lovely time at this carnival, a night off for a bloody
Mm.
change once in my life." And but then his sexy granddaughter is with him, so he's like, "Oh, actually, I'll come and hang out with you guys." Meanwhile, there is
How
a
old is this person?
oh no, the guy's the same age as Jack, who's the older hero of the
Oh,
thing.
okay.
His granddaughter's the same age as she's an adult.
Yeah.
Um, just, she's a contemporary age with Mickey and Ryan, and she is about to take on the
Got you.
mantle of the new Fire Guardian. Um, and
The new
meanwhile,
Fire Guardian.
yeah, she's going to take over the mantle of the Fire Guardian.
Okay.
It's all nice. It's just a rite of passage, and they go, no, it's not one of those spooky magic things. It's just our religion. It's just our beliefs, and it's ceremonial. And they go, okay, cool. Meanwhile, there's a horrible spoilt rich boy who used to own a coffee plantation, but the lawyers in the beginning thing said, if you stay to the end of any meetings, you know that your house has been repossessed. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, I'm not carrying you anymore. You are banned. Um, so when he goes into his house and gets an opportunity to just get out his last things, a glowing box reveals an old voodoo mask, which is possessed by a spirit, which gives him a snake face and then allows him to bite the throat out of people.
Gives
Um,
him a snake face.
yeah, it's a snake mask, and he puts it on, and then a big bite, and it does a little bit of an effect, and it becomes like a normal face, and then everyone who he encounters is just puzzled enough to be like, "What the fuck?" And then a snake comes out and rips their throat out.
Ah.
And he gets their souls like that. And he basically, it turns out it's a woman who was drowned in a flashback at the beginning, and she's after a terrible revenge to return to the land of the living. It's as madcap as it may seem.
Do they
Another
ever have,
delightful episode.
do they ever have a quiet week in this
But
show?
at
No.
the end, they suggest Jack is like, I'm taking this as my opportunity to have a bloody day off. And they go, nah, actually, come to the festival again.
Yeah.
I would say for me, the highlight of this week's episode is rather than a convoluted plan, sorry, spoilers for a 1988 series at this point, I guess. Um, there's a bit that, three of the four like elemental guardians have been defeated, and only her grandfather is available to save the day. He is being forced into a corner to have to sacrifice himself to save his granddaughter, but then effectively it's an Alien versus Predator situation. Whoever wins, they lose. Because if he does sacrifice himself, then she will possess the granddaughter and just have her body
Ah.
anyway. Um, but the one thing they didn't see coming, so he comes and he's like, well, we can just hold them off to a certain amount of time. Maybe I can keep her talking. Maybe I can convince her to just take revenge on me and not take my soul, just kill me. Maybe we can come up with a plan. All of the convoluted schemes, like they try to get to work, they are all nothing compared to Ryan just pushing her at an inopportune moment. She's like, I'm going to do it. And he goes, shoved. And then she falls over and is defeated.
Ah. Just falls
Just
over.
fucking yeah.
Falls over
I
to
love
death.
it. I love this series, Lucy, and I figure with every guest we have that I introduce this to, it's all on YouTube. If you just watch one episode, we can bring this series back.
No,
Jordan
so
Peele had a go.
how many episodes
There are
is it?
72
Oh my
episodes.
god!
There were 3 seasons.
And that was my reaction as well.
Oh my god! And what's this got to do with Friday the 13th exactly?
Nothing. Apparently,
Woo!
Nothing to do with Jason.
it is canon that it is in the Friday the 13th universe, and
Okay.
the actor who plays Ryan is in Jason Goes to Hell, which I didn't know until quite recently.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So there is a little bit of crossover then.
yeah, but there's no. I don't think he's in it as him. I don't think he's in it as the same character.
No.
Um,
Oh.
yeah, so it's just a. It's just like an anthology series that in X-File style, every week they get another cursed item. Imagine a series made in 1987. It's exactly like that. It is. It is a.
I think you've sold it. I'm not gonna lie. I need to check
Yeah.
this out now.
It's mostly on YouTube. If I was to recommend you one episode, watch The Root of All Evil. I would say
Okay, great. I'll make a note.
Is that about a tree?
no, Ben. It's about the mulcher.
The mulcher. I remember that one, yeah. There we go.
God.
Anything else at all, Andy? Is that it?
Just film of the week, mate. I don't know. Do you want to? I mean, Fright Fest is getting ever closer. We don't want to spoil any of the things we watch. I will say I've seen some good movies from the screeners that we've caught up on so far.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll talk about it on our Fright Fest episode because I think we'll be our feet on the ground. We'll be interviewing people at the event and like talking about films we watch as well. But we'll catch up and talk about all the films we watch via screener as well.
Yeah, they
Um,
did announce this week the films in the short film
they
showcases.
did, yeah, they did. I haven't had a chance to take a look at that just yet.
I've taken, I'm alluding things from comments on Instagram. I think Jed Shepherd might have a film that he's involved with that's on.
Okay, interesting. I'll look into that.
So I need to absorb all that information and then we'll maybe prompt that in the news next week just before we go in.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Apart from, so it's the film of the week. It's Weapons, and that is a 2025 American mystery horror film written and directed by Zach Cregger. It stars Josh Brolin, Junior Garner, Alden Ehrenreich,
Elden Ring.
Eldenreich, spelled Eldenreich, Austin Abrams, Benedict Wong, and Amy Madigan. The plot follows the seemingly inexplicable case of 17 children from the same classroom mysteriously running away on the same night, having apparently been abducted by an unseen force. Interesting, terrifying, mysterious. So far, ratings wise, we've got 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb, 95% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, 87% critic score, Letterboxd 3.9 out of 5. Some choice reviews from Letterboxd. Cobb says, "Good luck to the rest of the movies releasing this year. Jesus fucking Christ, man." 5 stars. ISO says, "Barbarian ran, so weapons decided to run faster." 4.5 stars. Jay says, "Alien gets the Alien? I don't know why I said that. Alex gets the MVP award for being the smartest kid in any horror movie ever." 4.5 stars. Yeah. And then it says Cobb as well, but it can't be the same Cobb.
Double Cobb.
Double Cobb. Maybe Cobb watched it the next day and then said, "I'm going to 5 star this one as well." Gladys and Longlegs would be best friends. 5 stars. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I've
Mm.
also read people say things like, "This is the film Longlegs wishes it was," or "This is the film Longlegs wanted to be." I know, like, comparing films and by obviously both elite filmmakers as well. So let's not, they're very different. So just going toe to toe is fine. I will say, like, in terms of the payoff, like, I think because both had great marketing, Longlegs and Weapons. I feel like in terms of the payoff, I feel like Weapons, and I love Longlegs as well, but I think Weapons sticks to landing just because it just keeps on giving. Whereas
Yeah.
Longlegs is a bit like, here's the reveal, and you find out a bit more, and yes, but I feel like this one is a lot more satisfying. I feel like the
I
reveal
feel
in
like
this.
I think Weapons gave me the investigative itch scratch that I wanted Long Legs to
Yeah,
give me, and it didn't quite. In my opinion, both good films, both very different films. We said about this before we recorded as well. You know what? You can like more than one thing. You can like up to 8 things as a human. That's fine. Um,
the investigative nature.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
I felt that we got an investigation. Not only did we get investigation, he had a map and he had
It's
rulers
basically
out and he
Josh
was
Brolin
drawing
with a with
lines.
a
Yeah, like
ruler. That's what I was
little
gonna
things
say.
on the yep.
Why did you
He
keep
got a
thinking?
laser at one
How did the
point.
police not work this out? Come on.
They're not trying very hard, are they? They're too
No.
busy turning off the dash cams because you've thumped a guy.
Bloody hell.
To be fair, he did lie. Two wrongs don't make a
Yeah.
right. I know.
Yeah, I think I'd be fuming as well. But yeah, giving him an old sucker punch was maybe a bit, well, I don't know. At the time, I was a bit like, yeah, have that. But after we spent a bit of time with the character, I was like, well, a cab after all. Uh, what? So, um, yeah, I think this sticks to landing. I feel like the mystery's great. I feel like obviously it's been the comparisons we've seen so far are probably to things you wouldn't expect, like Magnolia, like Pulp Fiction, with that kind of fractured storytelling device where it's from different points of view. There's not like a straight line. I already said to you guys I wasn't sure about that initially when it kind of said this character and now this character because it made me kind of want to spend more time with another character. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
missed that character, but maybe like the halfway point was when I was like, okay, I know I can see what it's doing now, and I like it.
Yeah, I like the cross. This is like Venn diagram filmmaking, right? Where you get like a
Yeah.
crossover point between the
Oh
two
yeah.
of them, a bit like Matthew Fox vehicle Vantage Point,
Oh
which
God.
maybe only I've seen in the whole
Yeah, I
world.
think I remember this. I don't know if I've seen it, but I think I know what you mean. Is he like is something to do with like a attempted assassination as
It's
well?
like, yeah, it's about protecting a president back when people would want to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Leave his ear alone. His poor ear.
Yeah, so it's it's a thing where you get to see from lots of people's perspective, and it's not entirely, it's not that you see the same thing in its entirety from different points of view. It is that you're top and tailing it, and you may see someone cross over, a bit like when you see, when Bruce Willis's story crosses over with one of the others in Pulp Fiction, as you say. It's like they cross over at certain points, but it's not. But each of them has their own unique perspective as well.
Mm, yeah.
Mhm.
What were your initial thoughts, Lucy?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, including myself, like when it was like chaptered like that, I was like, "Ooh, I'm not quite sure," because I think when you go from the first into the second, I was kind of like, "Oh, I wanted to see more from the first character." But actually, that if I remember correctly, that second chaptered bit is so bloody good that I was like, "Do you
Hmm.
know what? I'll let you off." Like,
Yeah.
and I do think centering itself around like the main players in this sort of small village was a smart move in the end, and I think it does pay off. But I do think a lot of people were shocked that it was chaptered in that way.
Mm. So good that we get
Mm.
everyone who's like part of it, who has their own chapter. Everybody ends
Mm.
up in the same house at the end, and
Yeah,
obviously
it's really smart. Yeah.
there is a particular chapter where I'm like, right, let's get some answers. Whereas obviously every other chapter was, in a way, like every other chapter was good because it allowed we were with the characters when they found out something more from another character,
Hmm.
and then
Mm.
other characters came together that maybe had a bit more information that now we knew but the character didn't know. And yeah, just the way they established characters, like Josh Brolin's character obviously seems a bit of a douchebag to start with. Can't even say I love you to his kid. Um, but he's like the most resourceful man, like, and he might do some
Yeah.
light vandalism, but he's like the
And his
most
kid is a
resourceful.
wrong un. His kid's a horrible bully.
Yeah, his kids are wrong, and but we want to
Serves him
find all
right
the
being
kids, don't we?
kidnapped.
We want to find all the kids. Serves him right for, and also like again, let's not. I'm not going to spoil it from the word go, but another film where like the ending's a bit like, oh, bittersweet, I guess. Do you know what I mean? It's not like all sunshine and rainbows in the end, and I like that.
Mm.
I like that from my horror films. Yeah, it was an experience, I would say. What was your cinema going experience like? Were because obviously there are laughs in it, and a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, it's more of a dark comedy." It's like, no, it's not. It is a horror mystery, and just like real life, silly, weird things happen,
Yeah.
and for us to be able to laugh at, it's that kind of film, isn't it?
Yeah, people who said it was more of a comedy. Is it like your mate from your worst experience at the cinema ever, Ben, that stood up at the end and said, "I find it more funny than scary." That absolute mad
That
lad.
was Malignant. That was a guy
Yeah.
in Malignant. He turned around, looked directly at me. I didn't know him. I didn't know him. And he just went, "What the fuck was that?" Expected me to go like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I
All
agree."
right, Mark Kermode, just fucking tune in.
Yeah, I mean, like absurdist kind of horror movies with comedy in them. Not like straight up comedy. Like if you stood up on a stage and went, "Got some jokes for you." Here's an old lady getting chased by 17 kids until they
I mean,
rip
the
her.
only person who has true jokes in this film is little Alex's dad. He's fucking the banter master. He
Oh
thinks he's
yeah,
in it.
yeah, Alex's dad.
Thinks in an MCU movie. Is all right, Axeman? Kissed any supermodels today? Said, well, I'm in third grade, Dad, so those models are on the sex offender register now if they have.
Oh God,
Yeah. Then he walks
Jesus.
into the house. All right, found a kid.
Found a kid, yeah. How far away does he live from his house, from his school as well? Because I get
So his
thinking
dad takes him, but he could walk or take the
it's like the
bus.
Fellowship of the Ring, him going out. Like,
it's so long, isn't it?
I'm like, Jesus. And I like how he walks as the crow flies as well. Just literally in a straight line all the way home. Just
And that was before his day was made worse by having to buy 100 weight of soup every
oh, he
day.
looked like Kevin McAllister walking home with I thought his bags are gonna split at any moment now.
Oh, now the wet bandits breaking into that big house would have been the ending that would have been truly.
Oh yeah. He must have
Marv thinks it's one of Kevin McAllister's traps. He just, I'm going to step over this salt
Oh
carefully.
God.
Ah!
That's a great crossover.
Being thumped by people.
Ah, goes down into the basement to try and like flood it. Wait a minute.
Like, whoa.
What's going on here?
That's how you could have got him if they'd someone just put a big nail on and a load of tar on those
Yeah.
steps.
Would have had him. Some seriously heavyweight performances here as well because from the trailer, Julia Garner, I was like, okay, she's going to be like misunderstood, teacher, falsely accused of something, maybe like a bit meek. She is hardcore. She is absolutely
Yeah.
hardcore. She takes no shit. Same as Alex as well, really. Like Alex could have easily just like folded, but he's constantly this whole time. Bearing in mind, it's over a month long. This ordeal for him. He is constantly trying to like save his parents, essentially.
He's watching and waiting. He's the chess master, is little Alex.
Yeah, he's a chess man. And I just love Julia Garner. The fact that she had like, there was, oh, and she might have alcoholism, and then Josh Brolin was kind of like focusing on that to try and like pick out a weak point to try and blame her. Um, uh, Benedict Wong maybe doesn't get loads to do, but I feel like when he is on screen, it's great. Alden Ehrenreich, the cop, just again, that's where some of the comedy comes from, isn't it? Because he's a bit like, who's he? He reminds me of someone. Like, who is he? Yeah, I guess like a bit like Dewey from Scream, but like not quite as goofy, but like just a bit goofy, just a bit like I'm on the wagon, and yeah, what's that? Fancy a
So,
bit?
well, there's no one in this film that doesn't have like everyone is flawed. There isn't someone who you can say
Yeah.
is right. You are purely a
Oh
goodie.
yeah.
Like you're good. Worst thing you've ever had is like the slightest thing that's gone wrong in your life. Or you're a
There's
bit of a perfectionist, are you? Oh, that's my weakness.
there's
No.
tons of stuff.
Sometimes sometimes you've got an alcohol problem. Sometimes you're a little bit mean and can't tell yourself you love them. Sometimes you're a big old shagger and you can't bloody keep it in your pants for 5 minutes.
There's a lot of I've seen a lot of obviously there's a lot of people who've got addictions in this film, and I've seen some comparisons, and then so Ryan Hollinger, already mentioned him once on this show. I'm going to mention him again. He's put out a video essay where he talks a lot about alcoholism, and how there are some allegory in this film which kind of looks like Alex could potentially be this is like a representation of a kid living with alcoholic parents, kind of like
Okay.
having
Yeah, I can see
absent,
that.
almost like absent parents. Obviously, they're there in their physical form, but absent in some way. And obviously, there's that fear and almost having to grow up faster than you do. Like, so him going and having to buy the soup is almost like him going and doing a grocery shopping because his parents aren't responsible enough in a sense. Obviously, the big one is school shootings and that comparison, and that's been really heavy as well. But am I right in thinking that Zach Cregger has maybe said it's not that exactly? Has he said that? Maybe I've read into that a bit too much.
I've read a little or heard a little something about it being like, yes, those metaphors can be drawn, but they didn't want to make it explicitly one or the other,
Mm,
right?
yeah, because there is obviously a very like glaring assault rifle in the sky
Yeah,
during one dream sequence. But then it also made me think this is one person's dream. This
yeah.
is Josh Brolin's character's
Yeah.
dream. So what this gun represents maybe doesn't represent the film as such. It represents something in his head that is going on, or
Yeah,
maybe, or, may,
maybe he's a military man from his background. Maybe that's like the way he does contextualize things.
or
He talks
maybe
about things like heat-seeking missiles later.
because I feel like Gladys is very present in these dream sequences, like physically. So somehow her presence in this town is like affecting people's psyches, and so maybe she's like that. Those dreams are kind of created by her presence as well. I was kind of thinking because she turns up. in the
Yeah.
dreams, and she turns up outside the dreams as well. Like, all right, how you doing? A bit like very Pennywise-esque wave that she
Not
gives
just the
to
hair.
not just the hair. No, that wasn't what I was thinking. Not just the hair, but yeah. So I think there's probably you could pick it apart and go,
Mhm.
this exactly represents this. Because I've seen lots of things where like the 217, obviously there's 17 kids in the classroom. And then talking about different school shootings where 17 victims have happened, and and I can
Mhm.
kind of see that because it's almost like you've got a kid, and then his home life deteriorates. He's obviously bullied a bit in school, and almost like a representation of, I just wish all my class disappeared. Do you know what I mean? I was almost
Mhm.
leaning towards that in a way at
Mm.
some point, thinking, has something happened where he's gone, I hate all my classmates. I wish they'd disappear. Again, Kevin McAllister style. When he wakes up, oh, I
Yeah.
wish my family would disappear. He did it with his classmates. I was leaning towards that at one point. So,
I tell you
yeah.
what, though, who's not living in a world of horrors? The teachers in this bloody public school where there's 18 kids in a class.
All right.
The year of our Lord 2025. You'd
And
be
there's
bloody
room for
lucky
one
with
to go in the other
40.
one. Yeah.
Not a single one of those classrooms is like a porter cabin that's just on legs temporarily.
Only for 1 year.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
feel
the,
like
the average British experience. That, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Like
see
I
a
feel like
British
there were
version of
more kids,
weapons?
yeah, more kids in my class when, in the late 80s, early 90s, let alone now, probably 300 kids in a class.
So there was one glaring.
17 kids could disappear from an average school class now. You'd not notice.
You wouldn't notice. Oh my
So
God.
that's so mean, but I think you're right.
You're like,
Very
oh, it's a
is.
tiny bit quieter today.
Oh yeah.
So there was one glaring thing that was kind of missed from the marketing and the trailer, is that one kid's left over. That was
Yeah,
never mentioned, was it? It was like all the kids from one class have vanished. It never said
except this fella.
there's a fellow left over. Did it not say that?
Yeah, I
Have I
think
imagined that?
it kind of hints to it because obviously the Alex who's like sat behind you there on your screen, Ben, like obviously that scene's in the first trailer.
Yeah.
So I think you assume he's important, but I can't remember exactly what it said,
Yeah.
which is
But
useful. But yeah.
maybe I just didn't watch enough so that was like brand new
Mm.
information for me.
Yeah.
Because that almost does make you go, oh, okay, that throws a whole other
You like the
series of
parents, won't you, Ben? You'd
possibilities.
be like, he must be involved. I know.
Yeah, it's like
Question him.
but for
Why
some reason
you?
everyone except for one is worse than all of them for some reason. I don't know why that
Yeah.
is. It's really
Yeah, but
suspicious.
like, I don't know, more of a mystery of them all. I don't know. It's yeah. I
Well,
see
we
what you
open
mean.
with like we get our setup on this super quick, right? For those who
Yeah.
have followed along and are going to experience this movie through us, we open with a voiceover. Now, as far as I'm aware, the narrator is never named, right?
No.
It's not a character that we meet later on or anything. It's just
Yeah. It
a
could. I get.
child's voice reads, "Once upon a time,
Yeah.
2:70 in the morning, a terrible thing happened, and everyone was so embarrassed that they've all covered it up, and we don't talk
Oh,
about
so
it now."
embarrassing. Kids go missing. It could like it could be one of the kids. It could be a kid from another class. It could just be one of those things where like a kid's talking about some sort of like urban legend slash
Mhm.
myth thing going on. But yeah, so at 2:17 a.m. in Maybrook, Pennsylvania, 17 children from Justine Gandy's third grade class suddenly flee from their homes, get up out of bed, go downstairs, trip. Some of them trip alarms, some of them trip the ring doorbell, but they all run off like little human aeroplanes into the night.
Naruto running off into
Naruto
the
running off.
darkness.
But I see cameras everywhere. They should have seen that. They'd be able to see where they went. I don't know. Am I looking into it too much? But
Maybe if you lived in London,
yeah.
but not in
Okay.
Pennsylvania, the spookiest
Yeah.
state.
All except for one student, and that's Alex Lilly. And then, so essentially, like everything that's established in the trailer is kind of run through in these early scenes.
Yeah.
Before the story officially starts with
Yeah,
what
and
the
then it's like
narrator
a
says.
month later, we realize the school can't close forever. Everyone's got to go back.
Yeah. So obviously, this police investigation begins. Alex, the kid, and Justine, the teacher, are interviewed. Houses are searched. No leads are found. Nobody seems to know what's going on. Obviously, the parents of the kids are like terrified, dumbfounded, angry, pointing fingers at Justine. Could she come back to work? I always feel like, how could you? How could you?
In this
But yeah,
economy, you got to, Ben.
in this bloody economy. But yeah, it's a month later that the film officially starts. And this is when Principal Marcus Miller invites all the parents and the teachers down for like, what could we say? It's almost like a group therapy session, isn't it?
Sort of town hall, isn't it, to them to
Like
say,
town
right,
hall,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. And again, it's good because we get this from a few different angles throughout the film as well. Obviously, just Josh Brolin's character, I keep saying is it's Archer Graff. His name is.
Archer,
He
yeah.
is obviously a very vocal member of the parents, pointing fingers at Justine, saying like, "Why just her class? She must know something." Um, yeah, as you would, and she's not dealing with it very well. She's struggling with all the attention and the grief, I guess, of losing all those children. She's on the 2 bottles of vodka a night
Yeah.
diet.
On the to be fair, a little bit of shade on Principal Marcus to go when when parents like Archer stand up and say, "We want to hear from this teacher who we think is a witch and has stolen our kids." He goes, "I will allow her to take the floor for you." Do you want to answer these accusations directly rather than saying, "No,
We
you
haven't
don't do
done
that. The
anything.
police cleared her."
Yeah, I
But
think who knows? You know what I mean? It's
so
just
she's on the
shocking.
way home. She's clearly not coping, and she gets threatening
Yeah.
phone calls saying,
Yeah, I do want to say actually I really liked Benedict Wong's sort of portrayal of that kind of like bureaucratic principal character that's just
"Yeah,
trying to like, oh, just go home, whatever, just trying to brush it off and just being like, it's all right, Justine, and just not giving it any support. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
very critical of just that figurehead just being like, well, that's happened, you know.
yeah."
And I think
I,
because I think he means well, but like he's just very dismissive. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Mm.
He's trying to
It's
like
impressive.
help, but he's trying to help by doing the things that are in the handbook that are nice. Like,
Exactly,
well,
exactly. It's very
well,
by
there are
the
lots
book.
of mental health support that you can access as part of your benefits from working here, but he doesn't want to be truly helpful.
Yeah,
Mm.
Whereas Miss Gandy in particular, she felt she's got in trouble for she hugged a student who was upset and she gave someone a lift home after they. So she breaks the rules of the school for
yeah.
good reasons because she
Yeah.
loves the kids.
And we find
Mm.
out a little bit later that she was like let go of her previous job because she got into a relationship with a staff member. So just it's just like one of those things where like things like that happen in the real world, but of course
Yeah,
when something bad does happen, it's easy to like make a scapegoat of her simply because she's not somebody who's done everything by the book and cleared and she had a DUI as well. They talk about that.
mm.
So they're obviously trying to point the finger like she's got an alcoholism problem. She was let go of her last job. Now all her kids have gone missing. Coincidence? When it's quite a
I
big
think,
leap,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Did the two of you have any
massively.
controversial teachers at school that made a class of kids disappear or something lesser?
Uh, I think I was no, not really. I think I was in the right sort of era where we'd gone past the point of getting a whack. That didn't
You
happen. That was the
couldn't punch
Yeah.
kids
generation before
anymore.
me. What did you say?
Couldn't punch kids no more.
Yeah, apparently you can't punch kids anymore, which I think is PC gone mad. Is what I'm saying. No, no, nothing like that. I guess there was always rumors of a teacher maybe being a bit of a wrong un. No, none more than
We had a wrong teacher.
a literal
Oh
wrong un.
no.
Yeah, went to jail, not for sleeping with a sixth former, but he did do that. That is out there. Won't name any names. But he did eventually go to prison because they did a water sports holiday, and he basically was cooking the old books. Was cooking the books, and he basically overcharged all the families by X amount, pocketed that extra for himself. Cheeky little admin fee. And he also what he
That's
got
what
Al
got him.
Capone. He got no, he didn't. That all came out, but he got Al Capone, mate. They got him the other way. He was also one of the people that would drive the school minibus to events, use the tax disc from that on his actual car, save himself a few bob.
Oh, he
And
was
then
just
of course
cutting corners every
he
angle.
didn't understand it was the time the technology was cutting edge. AMPR came in, got him. Busted, and
Absolute
then the whole house of cards came tumbling down.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's a good little
I
story
feel
for
like
you.
you're recently getting all these stories of this nightmarish world I grew up in with the poison sweetie man last week. Now the crooked teacher this week.
Oh, God, I don't even
Yeah.
want to know, honestly.
Don't take the
Yeah,
red
maybe.
ones, Lucy. That's all you need to know.
Well, yeah, old Justine Gandy seems like a lovely lady. She likes a drink, She likes to get on the sauce regularly, probably on a school night. Two
Don't
bottles
young
of
people's
vodka.
yums. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it's a bit pressure on people to have a drink as well, especially someone like the police officer. Well, he doesn't tell her that he's teetotal, does he? He doesn't say.
Well, they've had a relationship. Surely you would have some kind of concept if you,
I don't think they've spoken for a while though. I feel like that's one of the problems.
Yeah,
I
because he
guess.
kind of he kind of orders a Coke and then she's kind of like a Coke lol. And
A
he's like, yeah,
Coke, you absolute.
yeah.
Have a drink
Which
with
is
me. Someone who's have a drink with. Don't make me drink on my own. Well, you're doing it fine before I arrived.
It's
yeah,
still
it's
Carry
like
right.
on.
you're doing great.
I
Those people are never having just half a shandy, are they, as well?
No.
Go on, have a drink with me. Have
have
an
a.
octuple vodka with me.
I do like how Justine like refuses to rest on her laurels. Is that the right turn of phrase? Where she just goes digging and like,
Yes.
I need to speak to Alex. I need to follow him home. I need to
Yes.
look in her house. Oh, this house looks a bit weird and creepy. I'm looking in.
I'm
I'm
going
going
in
in.
there. Yeah,
Like
she is the heart of one of the two bits that gives us the great investigative moments of this, because especially effectively the chief is telling her to get off the case. She's like, no, I'm going to continue to investigate. I'm going to drive around this small town with cockpiss partridge written all on the side of my car.
it's weird though because she is like a character that you do want to see succeed and you do care about her, but she's quite selfish because she's like talks about herself a lot. I mean, I guess you would, but even when she's talking to Alex, she's just like, "How are you, Alex? Because I've been feeling like this. This is the way I feel." And when she talks to the principal, she's like, "I need to feel better about this, and I need this to happen." So she is quite like her focus is herself, really, but it doesn't affect things too much because I guess what you want is her to, she's not responsible, so you want her to find that justice, I guess. But yeah, a very determined woman in one way. Archer Graff, a very determined man in a very different way. And I guess the other two characters, well, not Alex, but the police officer and the drug addict guy, just kind of like bumbling around.
Don't
Bum-
necessarily want to do their jobs. Drug addict isn't a job, but
No. Are you selling my 6-year-old daughter's iPad at the thrift store? At the not the thrift store,
at the pawn shop.
at the pawn shop?
Sorry.
Are you? No? Is this your daughter's iPad? Yeah, she don't use it anymore. She's fine. And a little headphones. Yeah, that's lovely. I'll give you $50 for it, $20, $10, $5. It's haggling himself down all the way. What a bloke. Um, so yeah, when Justine goes and has a couple of bottles of vodka, she goes home. She gets a threatening phone call where someone says, "We're gonna come and kneecap you," and then someone knocks on her door once, twice, and then someone's painted the word witch on very distinctive red paint on the side of her
Yeah.
golf. I don't know. Uh, um, and she tries to wash it off, but then she just goes, "I'm just gonna commit to this bit."
Feels like poor Stephen Graham, doesn't it?
I was gonna say that, yeah. Stephen Graham in adolescence when what did they write on the side of his what did they write? Nonce.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
technically, she gets off quite lightly.
Yeah. I wanted her to do a Stephen Graham angry run.
Halloween, it's going to come right round to be like, yep, done my car for Halloween.
Yeah.
It's a
And I
witch.
guess this was like the first real clue, right? This was the first like kind of what would you say it is? Would you say it's a clue or
Could be. I could think you could read that as a clue. There's all the breadcrumbs are in there, Ben.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Breadcrumbs. Well, this is what Charlie said. So my wife said, "Oh, this film like drops breadcrumbs, doesn't it? And then it's a little bit like eventually it gets a little bit like Hansel and Gretel." And I was like, "Oh, so I see literal, quite literal breadcrumbs, eh?"
Sometimes the breadcrumbs are just breadcrumbs. Sometimes when Benedict Wong and his partner are watching the thing about parasites on the
Oh
exposition channel on
yeah,
telly that
the
time, then it's a
exposition
whole
channel.
fucking life.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, those two have got a life, and they're loving it. They're walking around a completely stress-free grocery shop. Lovely.
Yeah.
Second of all, getting all the snacks ready and watching your favorite show with your feet up.
Yeah, all the hot dogs.
Oh yeah, the hot dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
like
hot
that was
dogs.
like okay. Like,
Can't get
Should we
enough.
sit down, watch the new series, watch the new series of Shark Celebrity Infested Waters, and have 8 hot dogs?
I'm never saying
oh,
no. I'm never saying no to
living the
that.
dream. Mm.
They're living it up. I do feel pretty sorry for them because they're like collateral in terms of
Oh yeah, I mean, what happens to them since then? So like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So she reports it. I think she reports it to the police. Then that's when she sees Paul
The spooky
Morgan.
house.
Does she not see the
Oh
spooky?
no, sorry. She reports the graffiti
Reports
to
the
the.
graffiti. She sees her. So the police officer, Paul Morgan, he gives her like a little wave. And then we see and then we move on to Archer's perspective for a little while,
Yeah,
right?
well, you see her slide into his DMs and make her drink, and that he ultimately spends the night with her.
Yeah, oh, that's right. So she obviously sends him a text, and he like immediately goes and meets her. He's got her number though, and he's like giving her um pop psychology. Just go. Well, the thing is, you're always turning to the bloody drink, aren't you? To the old devil's sauce, the devil's urine.
Yeah, and yeah, so he tells let the police continue to investigate and do their jobs. And then when is the end of their crossover? She goes to see Alex's house and sees that there
That's
are
right. Yeah.
hmm
people painted up in there looking in like in a spooky newspaper covered house. She phones the principal and who says, "Listen, mate, don't do that. Don't have I'm going to do you the courtesy of pretending this phone call didn't happen." And then does her section end when she is confronted by Archer?
I think her section ends when yeah. So obviously she sees the spooky figures sat at the on the sofa, which she thinks are, well, I guess she assumes are Alex's parents. All the newspapers on the windows as well. So she's like, something dodgy's going on there. Is I have never been so terrified by a door opening in
Yeah.
film ever. Obviously, there is a scene. Well, I guess this happens
She
during her
gets her hair
section,
snipped
but
off, doesn't she, in the night?
that is the honestly, I feel like this might be the best scare of the whole film because
Yes.
that linger on the door. I'm just like, what's it gonna be? 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 And the way somebody, so I think it's Alex, is it Alex's mum who comes out, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
So I think Alex's mum is being, well, yeah, it is Alex's mum who comes out with the scissors above her head, just like sort of,
Oh, it's
it's
it's that
terrifying
walk. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like
because you're just like,
that entire sequence. I was just like,
it's
it
so
was
good that
horrible.
it just lingers on that shot of
Mm.
Julia Garner,
It-
asleep. Also, whenever anyone does a stakeout in this film, it's like they've watched only 80s buddy cop movies because everyone gets the fast food in. Everyone
You get the
goes,
fast food.
they
Your
got a big
car is gonna
Slurpee cup in.
stink. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, right, I'm here for the stakeout, but I'm just gonna go off for like 20 minutes and get myself a lovely big dinner. But yeah, and then we see this person who we think is Alex's mum cut her hair. It's always big old terrifying scissors as well, isn't it? It's never
Yeah.
a lovely, nice, safe pair.
Yeah, a pair of like kid scissors.
Mm.
It take you ages to get through those.
Yeah.
Julie Garner, I think, of all the people in the world, not only in this character, but as an actor, be gutted if you lost one of those beautiful curls. The hair is
yeah,
spectacular. Not
it's
her
lovely.
value, but like
Yeah.
the kind of hair that you could have a lock of.
Yeah.
Big bouncy curls. Someone's gonna write, I have one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where the cut is, right? Like it's after her hair gets cut, ironically. So it literally
Yeah.
just moves on to. But I like that, right? Because it goes from that like genuinely like shit your pants terrifying sequence just into like a bit of normality, and then you're like, oh, I can breathe now, thank God. So I did actually quite like that. I was
Yeah.
like, give me a break, and then obviously we don't get a break later on. But
There are so many like super
yeah,
quiet moments as well. Obviously, the
yeah,
soundtrack's great,
yeah.
but like there's so many scenes where it's just silence. Like that door
hmm
opening could have easily had some tense music or like a big jump scare as she came out, but the jump scare is just her emerging from the darkness.
It's
The
horrible.
way that door opens as well, because obviously we see Alex go back home, and that door opens when he gets to like the front lawn, and then it lets him in. It's almost like that house has got some sort of there's some despite the fact at this point I had no idea what was going on. That house had such like crazy energy that I was just like really, really not really, really terrified of a door opening. Um, so yeah, then I guess we go to Archer's story now, and it's kind of like the story is he's obviously really struggling with his son Matthew's disappearance. He's sleeping in his bed. He's racked with guilt because like he never told his son he loved him, and
His wife's annoyed with him while they're obviously having a terrible time. She's like, just comes in like, I'm going to work. Bye.
yeah, and he's one of those guys who's like, the police are doing nothing, so I'm going to do my own investigation. He even goes
My
to
taxes pay your bloody salary, right? So
I've been paying your salary. I could do a better investigation with my eyes closed. And my
and
ruler.
hold down a full-time job. I'm going to nip into site and go, right, everyone, get on with your work. I have to solve a crime.
Oh, he's
See
fucked. Yeah,
ya.
but he's fucked it all up. He's like ordered the wrong bits. He's like,
Mm.
"You're all right." Nah, my son's missing. I'm not
You've
with
only
him.
ordered red paint, and there's the amount missing from this can of red paint to write witch on a car. I'm not going to be able
I
to finish this wall.
I kept thinking that was going to come back up. Did you? Did you think maybe she would have like spotted it or found out at some point? I don't know. I
I
was
guess just after they meet,
anticipating.
they've got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They've got bigger fish to fry. You're right. Yeah. And um, so yeah, obviously, I guess he's like an architect slash house building guy, isn't he? So like he's very good with I don't know, working out stuff and how distances.
He knows how long something is. He can do a straight line with the best of them, can't he?
Yeah,
Mm.
I love this because not only do we get to this is the great investigative stuff where we're like finding out stuff as he does, but also Justin Long appears in this film, and not
Yeah.
only does he appear, but he survives, he lives. Nothing real terrible happens to him. Or what? As soon as he turns up in anything, you're like, oh no, what is gonna happen next?
Unless his wife kills him as soon as Archer leaves for basically undermining her because he got social anxiety about it.
Well, yeah, but this is Archer, isn't it? Like it's almost he was coming across initially almost like toxic masculinity, where he's like, the mum, she's not letting me. Well, I'll wait for the man of the house to turn up, and then I'll get a real
He's
answer.
just easier to because the mom is really straightforward with him and
Yeah,
says, "Can I have a look at
No.
your ring, daughter?" She goes, "No, I'm not comfortable with that." So she
yeah.
waits for the salon to come back.
He does a
He
stakeout
goes,
as well.
he goes, can I see your ring doorbell camera? He basically does
He does
ask
everything.
daddy about it. The second
Yeah.
that the mom says no, it's all right, I'll ask the other parent. And then
Mhm.
before you know it, they're there and he's like nudging him, go back to that bit.
Go back to that bit, screenshot it, do this, do that,
Yeah.
enhance.
Zoom and enhance.
Enhance the image. Yeah, and the mum's just standing there like, for fuck's sake, I said no. Like,
Yeah.
why are we doing this? You know,
You'd
like.
explain though, wouldn't you? Like you'd explain, you'd say, listen, I know it seems weird, but I feel like I might be onto something. I'm trying to work out what direction they ran in so I can try and find like where they were all running to
I've got
if
the
they
map
ran.
with me, I could show you.
Yeah, he just kind
Yeah.
of goes, can I see your doorbell footage? And she's like, no.
No. It's lucky that this town allows people to run out their house in a straight line directly to another house. No, wait, they go around corners and stuff, don't they? We see them go around corners.
Just sort of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Yeah.
other kids, because he does solve it with basically 2 data points. So
Yeah, he does. You'd think you'd try and do like a few more just to be
should I
sure.
do a third one? Nah.
Nah. Nah, can't be bothered going around asking people for their ring doorbell footage.
He goes, got enough to get a theory. I imagine if I did this more, there'd be a pattern.
um, when does he have the dream? It's not straight, not just yet, is it? In a bit.
I think it's almost now, right?
Yeah,
Like he's
it's after he comes home from their house, I'm pretty sure, no?
yeah,
Yeah.
when he's done some dangerous driving.
It's a long sequence, so yeah, it goes on for a fair bit.
Yeah, it is a long sequence. Yeah, and it's like so he obviously is dreaming that he's awake when Matthew leaves the house, and he like follows after him, runs after him. I was a bit like, did he run just back to his house? It was, even though he ran in a straight line, he ended up back at his house. Is that right? Or was it a different house completely?
I think if I remember, he just sort of loops in the dream, right? And it just keeps kind of
Yeah.
going and going. And it's basically kind of given like sort of like I can't think of a good example, like kind of like 1408 vibes when you're just completely stuck and you can't even get out of this place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's I mean, I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I got from it. I just felt like it was in an infinite loop until he gets back into the room with one of the best scares in the film. Actually, that fucking got me.
And his
Yeah.
reaction to it is great as well. When he wakes up. So
oh
he's
yeah,
obviously
it's
in the
brilliant.
house. We've said he's already, as he's approaching the house, he sees this huge like assault rifle in the sky with the 217 on the
Yeah.
Like it's a
assault
readout,
rifle.
like it's a Halo gun. It's like
Yeah.
so there's a digital count of how many bullets are left in this.
And he goes in the house, and then Matthew's like in bed, but like asleep, and he's trying to talk to him. He's like, "Tell me where you are, where you've gone." And then he turns Matthew over or something. He turns him over because he's looking at it at some point, and then, but when he turns him over, there's a horrific, scary, well, like a scary. It reminded me initially, in that initial moment, reminded me of what's their flavor from the Conjuring series.
Annabelle,
Not Annabelle.
Valak.
Not Valak either. Well, the scary one from Conjuring 2. Let me work it out. But anyway, so like obviously very
The Crooked Man.
strong. Maybe the Crooked Man. Yeah, maybe. But the Crooked Man. But yeah, I guess like it was a bit like that, but also
Yeah.
do you because this film, I guess it's leaning into like hagsploitation stuff as well, isn't it? Where it's going
Yeah.
scary old lady.
I think
But
what got me with this particular thing, though, I think I'm trying to remember now off the top of my head, but like I'm pretty sure he rolls him over, and then at first glance it is his son. Then we cut back to him, then we cut
yes,
back. So you
that's
do
right.
have the sort of fake out moment as well, when
Yeah.
you're like everything's fine. Oh shit, like, it doesn't do it immediately, which I thought was really smart because it's almost like Zach Cregger's trying to like trick you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, everything's fine, and obviously we have a brief cut, and then he goes to say I love you, and then gets jump scared.
Yeah.
That was like, oh god.
The character I'm thinking of is the Bride in Black from Insidious. Sorry for.
Oh, okay.
I know
I know what you mean now. Yep.
Yeah. So
That's
it's
the ghoulie that
Parker Crane.
hangs around his body when he's out, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the one that goes into Patrick
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah, that one. Parker Crane. So yeah, this is obviously a big scare. Josh Brolin wakes up and just literally says,
How's the best
"What the fuck? What the fuck?" Like he's
Probably
angry.
just commenting on the state of her makeup that she's done.
We also forgot to mention that obviously Justine has a dream, and she also sees this particular character on her ceiling, which was also a great right. This is something that maybe I'm a bit irrationally scared of as well. I don't like sleeping at night, like with the door open. Like for some reason, having that just like open path from like the house into your room just feels odd to me. I don't know. So like when she woke up and she was like looking, especially as someone who lives alone, she was like looking out, and like that was scaring me in a way where I was like, oh, like it's gonna be like Paranormal Activity where you see like a shape or something. Who knows what it was gonna be? But again, when you know it's a dream, it's like all bets are off. So any type of jump scare can happen. But no, we get the train spotting baby on the ceiling style jump scare instead.
But when it's horrible, face full of makeup lady.
I'm exactly the same with the door open, though. I don't know what it is because there's no logic to it, is there? Because if someone wants to come in, they're going to open that door. So, like, why does it matter? But you feel safer when the door's closed.
You
You're
feel
like,
way safer,
yes,
yeah.
much better.
It makes you feel better. You're
Yeah.
safer from a fire if you've got fire doors. You've got an hour.
I think it drives my partner insane though, because like they're a lot hotter than me. So obviously they want all the windows, doors open. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah.
Hermetically sealed.
Can't
If
do
I'm
it.
killed in this room, if I get killed in this room, only Jonathan Creek's going to be able to solve it.
Yeah, I'm box myself in.
Brick yourself into the room.
I'm assuming that this person with the makeup on looks far more scary than in real life as well, right? There's something scarier about this person than in real life, because in real life they're scary, but they like seem to put on this facade to be like accepted in, because when this person walks into a school, for example, weird, odd looking, but not like scary. Whereas in these dream sequences, scary.
I heard this discussed on another podcast today. James and Meso serve as well every week, but very reminiscent of The Witches, right? Like Roald Dahl's The Witches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. Just like I guess
blunt fringes, big wild makeup.
Oh god, yeah, that's scaring me now.
I missed the trick here. I should have come to the podcast with like really obnoxious makeup on, and then you guys would be too polite to say anything, and I'd be sat there with like blue eyeshadow and like Joker makeup, like "Hi guys."
How are you doing?
It's a bold new look, Lucy. You going for it? But we support you in all your choices in life.
I mean, this could be a strong look for Halloween this year, everybody.
Oh my
Go
God,
down
definitely.
go down the charity shop.
Because also way easier, because way easier than like long legs, like in terms of a look. Because long legs, you got to really commit to like.
Cover your face in Philadelphia
Oh
cream
yeah.
cheese.
You got to do a Mrs. Doubtfire face in the cream cake
Put your face
scenario.
in the cheesecake.
Head to toe in like bleached white denim. Is that what he wears? I think so.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think for this
this is the
outfit
much
though,
easier one, isn't it?
any
Yeah.
of us could do it. You could just cover yourself in things,
Yeah.
maybe get some fork marks in your cheek.
Oh hell yeah. Um, so yeah, obviously Justine has a terrible, scary dream. And I guess in her dream, she goes into the school, goes into her classroom where it's dark and sort of quiet. All of her students are in there. A very great visual, which is all of the students are heads down on the desk. I thought maybe they were playing heads down, thumbs up. Did you ever play that in school?
Oh yes,
Sleeping
I used to
Lions.
love that game. Yeah.
How do
Were
you
you
play this game?
did you say you don't
Did
play
you
this game,
not?
Andy?
No.
Did you
How do you play
Lucy,
heads down, thumbs up?
Lucy,
People
were
would
you
like
always
squeeze your
honest?
thumb.
Yeah, so everyone puts their heads down and someone is like chosen as the person who has to go around squeezing the thumbs or putting the thumb down, sorry, or squeezing the thumbs. And then you, as the person who has their thumb put down, has to open your eyes and like guess who it was who did it to you. And some people cheated because they just have a little glance, wouldn't they? Some people
Hmm.
would like go
So you spot dishonest kids. No,
dishonest kid.
we had a more low tech game. Maybe my teachers were harder done by, but we used to play this game called Sleeping Lions, where what you do is you put your head on the desk and are just really quiet,
Yeah.
assuming as if I'm not sure whether contextually we were meant to be pretending to be sleeping lions, or you were meant to be very still and quiet as if there was a sleeping lion in the classroom.
Oh,
I think sometimes when the teacher just had enough of us, they'd be like, right, just be
yeah.
absolutely silent and possibly fall asleep for the next 35 minutes until 3 o'clock.
Exactly. That was that's what they were doing. Quiet, please.
Whereas now, I'd love a game of Sleeping Lions during the working day. Can you
Oh, hell
imagine?
yeah.
Get a Teams message, right, everyone, Sleeping Lions. First one to message is out.
Hmm.
That would be brilliant.
Um, so what happens with so after the dream, Archer's obviously worked out all the kids ran in the same direction. Uh, Justine, she's already gone to the car. We've seen that. We've seen the lock of hair being
So
cut.
Archer bumps into Justine at the petrol station and they confront each other.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, go away. I've had enough. Don't need you right now."
And then do
Um,
we end at this point where all of a sudden Benedict
yeah.
Wong himself just comes and tackles her and that's where we cut?
Well, we see him approaching in the background first, I mean. And again, this film
Oh,
is
that's
really
scary.
is so good at allowing you to just like look into the background of a scene. There's obviously a bit as well where the police officer's girlfriend's following Justine into the gas
Oh, of
station.
course she beats her up early, doesn't she? Because
Yeah. And
yeah.
she's like, with every corner, we just stick with Justine. So every corner she takes, that person's getting closer and closer, and we're like, who is this? What do they want? And they attack her, pour the vodka all over her. And then yeah, she's like, you slept with him, didn't you? So yeah,
I mean, fair
that's
cop, to be fair.
yeah. He gave it up. He gave it up. He gave it up really easy, didn't he? Also, in those situations, be mad at him for God's sake.
I think she's
Um,
mad at both of them, to be fair.
yeah. I guess so. Um, so yeah, so we see Benedict Wong in the background running in the same way that the kids ran out of their houses, but face covered in blood, eyeballs
Oh, they're
popping out.
like
Yeah,
Is it because do you
Jesus.
reckon do they stop blinking when they
I
haven't
think
been?
it's something to do with the fact that he's bludgeoned his partner to death with his head. I thought.
Yeah,
But
and
everyone does
he's
it because
pretty hysterical at
I
this
think
point.
I
Yeah.
think I only noticed it with the cop though.
yeah, he gets the big wide eyes.
Yeah, I didn't notice it with anybody else. He was the only other one that was like doing it. It's almost like you're just so intense.
Maybe because they've had
Oh,
it for a few hours though. Because when he because I noticed a scene later when we see it goes on and it's progressive. I think maybe if you've been running for ages, you've probably got loads of bugs in his eyes. Maybe after a while your eyes get sore.
Yeah, he does run for a long old time, doesn't he? So yeah, he tackles Justine, and again, this is what's good because it gives Archer something a little bit different. He immediately like helps her
Yeah.
essentially.
Mm,
We're,
yeah.
oh, are we? Well, I guess we'll get to that because we're gonna. Who is the next person?
Is it the policeman
Marcus.
next? I think
Uh,
we have a break before Marcus, and it might be policeman,
Policeman, and then
Marcus, then drug
James.
dealer.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Yeah.
drug
Because I think
dealer, drug user.
I think there's too much of Marcus that like gives the game away, I guess, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
we're still at the point where we're putting together the pieces. So now we're with Paul, the police officer. We see like the start of his day, his relationship. Obviously, the captain or sergeant, whoever the guy is
Is his
is his
father-in-law?
father-in-law, who obviously he's trying to not impress, but like build up a bit of a rapport with. Um, and we understand that Paul's had a drinking problem, and
And
maybe is
he's
going to
trying for a baby with his partner
trying for a baby. That's right.
because they're talking about ovulation schedules and so on, which kind of unveils like these are some of the problems with his character, right? Because you see in his earlier encounter with Justine, the conversation they have is, "Oh, we're not really a thing at the moment." Where we reveal in the opening of Paul's chapter, they are very much a thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's clearly like because he's got history with because he's got history with Justine. I don't think he wants to like alienate her any more than she already is. But yeah, there are clearly some problems at home as well. He's not fully. He strikes me as the kind of person who's like he's got himself together, but it will only take a tiny little
The
push.
slightest push.
All it will take was one bad day to make it all come crumble, come
I mean,
collapsing
to be
down
fair, the
onto
thing that
him.
happens to him is genuinely, I think, in a modern non-fictional sense, one of the most terrifying things that can
Yeah.
happen to you, I think.
Mm.
Really, really seriously, because like he sees goes out on patrol for the day and he sees James like trying to break into a building. So he flashes the lights at him, he chases him, and you can see he's very calm at first. He quickly tackles him, and even then he's quite
Are you
soft
okay?
and
Yeah.
kind with him. He's like, "We hit the floor pretty hard then. Why did you run? Are you okay? Let's get you up and let's get you there." And
Luckily, James also did the Charlie's Theron in Prometheus run away in a straight line.
yep,
So he's pretty easy to catch, you know?
yeah, he catches him, and then he does all the things. He has his gun and says, "Look, I'm going to search you. Do you have any weapons on you? Do you have anything in your pockets that might stick me or cut me?" And the guy's like, "No, no, no." Immediately puts his hand in his pocket. Immediately comes out, and he's got a needle stick, which
Yeah.
Oh,
must be horrific. It must be like
yeah.
so terrifying to get one of these things in your life, and he immediately loses his temper and like knocks him out, basically punches him out
Yeah, just KOs him. Goes back to his car, unplugs the dash cam thing.
after he sees, oh shit. So he realizes that basically, if he arrests him now, that will be subject to being reviewed. It doesn't say this. You can work it out from context because then he goes out to the side of the car and goes, "Listen, I'm gonna let you go. I did wrong by you. You did wrong by me. I'm going to let you go. I don't want to see you around here again, but we'll call this a warning."
We'll call this a draw.
Yeah, call this a warning. You've basically mean I'm going to have to go and get tested and have the stress and anxiety of have I like caught something terrible, like
Yeah.
like hepatitis or whatever from getting this needle, incredibly infectious, incredibly common in IV drug users, like especially people living on the streets without like access to support. So
Mm.
he goes to let him go, and he goes, to be fair, he does go and tell his father-in-law, right?
Yeah, he goes and tells his father-in-law, but also like he kind of wants his father-in-law to try his best to cover it up, and he's like, I can protect you to a degree by
Basically says if this guy doesn't come and complain, it'll be recorded
It's
over,
fine.
whatever.
it's weird, isn't it? Because like I mean, I'm definitely even in fiction, I rarely take the take the side of the police, but still, I was a bit like I understood in this instance, you know?
Yeah. And I do think Andy's earlier analysis is kind of correct though, because he's kind of like coasting through life, and he's kind of like obviously very non-committal, evidently, but he's doing a lot of shit, and it's that moment that just tips him over the edge, because we see him being quite nice, like you said, and like
Yeah.
calm and reassuring, supportive. Then this just fucking makes him lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then
Almost.
when he sees the guy again, he's like basically like the fucking Hulk. Like he's so angry about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's
nuts.
rage. Like when he shouts
Yeah,
at him across
this is pissing him off. It's like, oh,
when he shouts at him across the way, like a little bit later,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And when we see it again from the different angle and we know the
So
reason why he's coming to the police station, we're like, oh my God.
poor guy.
Yeah, I guess it's
But
because
again,
like,
that's why the split perspective works. So in the end, right? Like it's
oh
moments
yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
It's moments like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because really, us as an audience, we want this mystery to be unraveled. We want to
Yeah.
see the kids back home, and the more and more we see like characters working together, we like it because we want them to reach this shared goal. And when characters like this are kind of like working against each other, we're just like, oh, for God's sake, just have a conversation. But then we hear like the things James says, like the things he says like on the phone and to the police and stuff. We're like, if you just met this person, you would not believe them.
Yeah.
You would go, oh yeah, 50,000. How do I get that 50 grand then? How do I get the 50 grand reward?
Yeah, how do I get this reward? Like he's so desperate for money. I think with this bit with Paul now and with Justine, it kind of shows that neither of them are great people because she clearly contacts him because she wants to try and dig into the mystery. She knows he's a policeman, so he might be able to find information about the case because they do speak about that the morning after they sleep together. But the same, like we already know that he is teetering on the edge here. He wants to get on with it. He's not too fussed, but he has a partner who is talking about them trying for a baby, who is very much keen to him for him to carry on with his sobriety and to make sure he's not tempted to drink. And then maybe not making excuses for how he behaves, but maybe this needle stick injury that he gets in this
Yeah.
one is why when she texts him and says, "Hey," he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go."
Yeah.
I'm,
It's
I'm
almost
gonna
like someone who seems like they're living a life that they aren't fully committed
So they
to.
know they're
They're
supposed
in.
to want, but
Yeah.
maybe he would like more of, not to say he wants to be fully like James, but you know, kind of give in to some of the things that he's interested in.
Give
And
in
like
to
maybe
some of
his
those
life with
temptations. Yeah.
maybe his life with Justine is maybe what he has maybe a fondness for from his past rather than the more responsible life that he's moving towards where he's thinking about going to his father-in-law's anniversary dinner.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So yeah, we see him obviously go to we see this from the other perspective, him going to meet Justine, drinking with her, sleeping with her. She wakes him up in the nicest way possible. I feel like even if I was hungover, I'd be waking up going, "This is beautiful."
Play some play some tunes because not only the soundtrack is good here, but there's some real subtle needle drops as well. I
Oh
mean, this
yeah.
one is an overt when it's online. And what else is on there? Have I
So
imagined in my head that Baby Come Back is on in the shop at some point? Is that like a Simpsons hold music
I
joke?
I kept thinking, you know the song that plays when they all run out into the night. For some reason, I was thinking Bob Dylan, but it's George Harrison. It's "Beware of Darkness," the song, which is kind of like a
Mhm.
bit. It's not like it feels a bit like carefree, doesn't it? This kind of song. It's a bit like it doesn't feel sinister in any way. It's kind of this carefree, kind of like freedom of expression song as they run into.
Is
Yeah.
Forever Young on the soundtrack, or I also imagined that? Maybe I've just
Did you
gone mad.
imagine this, or did you have one AirPod in playing something on
Yeah,
shuffle?
I'm just constantly singing Forever Young and Your Love after I saw that video of that woman called Josie falling down a trapdoor. It's constantly on a loop
Oh
in my
no.
head.
So yeah, we see that. We see, and you know what? It goes pretty wrong for Paul from the word go. He goes back home. His girl, is it just his girlfriend? It's not his wife, is it? His
No, they're
girlfriend.
not. They're not married yet. I think his
She's come
girlfriend
back
is
from her
home.
trip early. He does absolutely nothing to hide the fact that he's been out doing the dirty. He doesn't even go, "Well, I just stayed at a mate's house." He just gives her the old, "Look at my guilty puppy dog eyes. I know I've
Yeah,
been a bad boy."
he non-verbally says, I fell off the wagon, had a massive booze up, and had sex with that woman who you know, the woman who you're most worried about me going back
Yeah.
and having sex with. That one, the one that would probably be most hurtful and the worst if I had anything to do with. Yeah, that woman who not only is my ex and brings out the worst in me, but the woman who's a social pariah right now because lots of the town think that she had 17 kids kidnapped. Her.
She's got witch on the side of her car. Um, yeah, so it all goes wrong, and then clearly, like her dad knows as well, because when he walks back in the station, he like glances up at him. So like, not only that, it's like he was going to help me cover this up. Now I've done the dirty on his daughter. Is he just going to throw me to the wolves? It's
Yeah.
all gone wrong. It's all gone terribly wrong. Um, so yeah, do we stay with him for a little bit longer? Do we go to James
Yeah,
now?
because basically we have. Actually, no, maybe it does stop. Are we? Is it because it's James's perspective when we see them have that chase, right?
No, no, it's his perspective first. It's Paul's perspective first, but then we see it again, like a different
Ah,
way.
okay, okay.
So obviously we
So
see a
yeah,
little bit about James. So he's a local drug addict. He's living like in a tent, like in the woods. He supports himself by pawning stolen items. He's walking around. It seems like he's got a job though, because he's on the phone to someone at some point saying he's got
I
a
think
job.
it's a relative. He says he's got a job and he's basically after them. I think that's just him trying to swindle money out of his family because he
Yeah.
says, "I
Yeah, I
can't
need to
pay
buy some
mom back
shoes.
until you lend me some money to wear to buy some clothes to wear to go to my job so I can earn money to pay mom back." So
Yeah,
I'm assuming this is maybe a sibling or like a maybe a dad,
yeah.
maybe.
He's trying the doors of all these cars as well, and then he gets one, and he gets like a little kid's iPad.
That's how the bling ring started, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, those lads that did all the robberies on celebrity houses. That's how a couple of them started. They just used to walk along the street
Trying doors.
trying car doors, and then
With an
eventually they
iPad.
upgraded to driving along the street, doing it from their car.
Out of order though, because can you imagine like a parent? Imagine you've got a really if a kid's iPad's gone missing, carnage. Oh
And
no!
also, and if they don't break into the car, like smash the window, if they just open the door and take that backpack out, you're going to assume your kids dropped it or something, aren't you?
Yeah, kid's gonna get absolutely told off. Um, so he obviously tries to pawn this, gets nothing for it, and then we see him is when he
He
goes and
goes to the
breaks.
spooky house, doesn't he?
Goes to the spooky house.
Mhm.
What made him go to this house? 'Cause I was a bit confused as to
It's all
why he did
papered
that.
up, isn't it? So it looks abandoned. So he just goes to
Yeah.
see if he can find anything, and he finds some inert people in there.
So he goes in through like a bedroom window, goes downstairs. He's ready to start nicking the. What DVD does he see? He like goes, oh,
Willow. Is
oh
that
yeah, yeah.
Willow?
Oh bloody hell, Willow! Quality on DVD as well. The way it
Is
was
that
meant to be seen.
is that a slight dig at Disney's handling of New Willow?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Do you watch New Willow?
Yeah, I watched New Willow.
Love it?
Only one. It was all right.
I'm part of the problem, Ben, because I didn't watch it, making it the biggest streaming service item that particular week. So they're like, well, if it's not going to be number one, we're going to
Yeah,
delete it and pretend it never
delete
happened.
it forever.
Not allow things to find an audience in their own time.
So James finds Alex. So this is he finds Alex's parents, just in like a catatonic state, sat on the sofa looking ahead. He like tries to get their attention. Is there a bang upstairs as well that gets his attention? And because how does he end up?
Well, then he goes down to the basement, doesn't he, and says, ton of kids down here.
Is that how it's revealed? Is he just
Well,
go down
we
there?
just see a shape, don't we? We just see something in the darkness.
Yeah, but yeah.
And
So it's revealed like that.
our antagonist hasn't installed a load of salt lines at this point.
Yeah. Does he nick a Sega Mega Drive or something?
Takes all the good silver.
Oh, that's right. He takes all the good silver, goes back, gets like $100 for it. I'm like, Jesus, we're in the wrong
The
business.
same guy that just mugged him off and not getting an iPad and some cat
Yeah.
headphones.
Did you nick this iPad? No. Did you nick these knives? No.
I feel like if you're the pawn shop owner, do a little bit of community service. If he's going to accept $5 for it, give him the $5 and then just phone around and say, has anyone lost their iPad? I've got
Yeah.
it. And here's the man.
James spots a poster behind the owner of the pawn shop, and it's like £50,000 reward for any information about the missing children. And
Do you
he's
reckon
like,
it's 50 grand total if you do information that finds all 17? Do you reckon each of the kids has a 50 grand reward? That's what I'd ask.
Do you also
Ooh.
feel like he wouldn't have said anything unless he saw that poster? He would have gone, "Kids in that basement. Who knows what's that? Who knows what that's about? Not my business, I say."
Probably.
Look all this silver I've got though.
Can I get a 50? I've told you. Can I get a 50 grand? Yeah. Can I get it like wired to me like immediately? Actually, can I get it in cash in a bag just dropped at my tent?
His approach to asking for this reward is the same as when you put something for free on Facebook Marketplace. Can you? I know that wardrobe's on there for free. Yeah. Can you dismantle it, bring it to my house, and then build it on the other side? No.
No, you can just have it for free. Well, actually, haven't got a car big enough for that, so could you drive it over? Oh, for God's
Why are
sake.
you bringing me your logistical problems?
Yeah. Um, so he's got to go to the police station. He's like, I don't want to go to the police station. I find, obviously, for many reasons, not only the fact he was sucker punched by Paul, but like he's probably got into lots of scrapes with the old Bill, hasn't he? So yeah, he starts walking over to the police station, and this is when we see from Paul's point. From Paul's point of view, from James's point of view. Sorry, Paul just yelling at him. I told you to stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah. If this had
He's like,
been
whoa.
if this had been a Tarantino movie, this is when you would get the opening to Ironside like signal blare with them like looking at each other where he chases him.
Yeah.
He runs away, runs into the woods, and this is when we see I guess the first instance of this scary dream woman in the cold light of day, waving at him in a sinister manner. Oh, I guess kind of friendly.
All right. Might not be a dream. She might just be out and about, cutting about the town.
Yeah. What's this supposed to mean, do you think? Do you think like because she's sensed him in some way because he's been in the house, now she's locked onto him like Sauron?
I suppose you could also state that maybe because from selling the silverware, he has had a massive blast of meth. It could be that
Yeah, that's
being
true.
off your tits give you the same access to your brain as having a
Yeah,
dream would for any
That's true.
non-drug users.
that's a good point. Didn't think of it like that. And he obviously reacts as many of us would. Hell no. And
Hell no, get some
basically
needles in your face, love.
runs back to his tent to hide, as you would. Like when you were a kid and you were scared, you used to just hide under your bed or under the covers. He basically does the equivalent of that. This moment was probably got one of the biggest gasps in
Yeah.
cinema.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen in this instance? Because I just thought, is it going to be her or?
I thought it was going to be because I knew the policeman was chasing him. I suspected it might be him, but I still audibly
It's
gasped when he
so good at
stabbed him in the face with needles.
yeah, the like tension here was so good. It built so well. And then yeah, so the tent slowly opens up with a zip, and he just brandishing three needles as a weapon to protect himself, leaps forward and jabs them directly into police officer Paul's face. If he wasn't freaked out enough about getting a needle in the finger,
I'm going to need to punch you 3 times as hard as I did last time.
I feel like rather than make him angry, that proper scares him because he's just like, "Have you got AIDS? Have you got
And this
AIDS?"
guy was like, don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Not as far as I can tell.
Have
I
you
don't
got hepatitis? No.
well, no, don't think so either. Who knows? Yeah, this was pretty horrific.
hmm
I'm surprised that Paul believes him though when James tells him the story about the kids in the basement. I know where those kids are because I feel like Paul's at his wit's end. I feel like would he believe him? I don't quite know. Um, but Paul takes James to the house and he goes in to investigate forever.
God.
This is like, can you wait in the car while I just pop into? I just got to pop into Tesco to grab a couple of bits. Yeah, that's fine. I'll wait in the car. Nightfall.
This is how it is. Anytime like you've been a good kid, you've got a treat, you've got a new Mega Drive game or something. Your mum goes, right, I have to go and do the Morrison shop now. Get home and play your new game when you get there. Mum, I've read the manual to Cool Spot. Back to front, mate. I know this is. You've been so long.
He's cuffed in there as well, which is like insane, isn't it? And then when the door opens, we see Paul come out, and he does just a sinister, well, like a weird puppet man wave. I'm all right. Don't worry about me. Does he immediately go out and grab him?
He just goes and yanks him off into the house, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Just goes and pulls him off into the house, pulls him off,
Slurps off into the house,
slips
and
off
he's
into the
gone.
house, and that's it. That's the end of James's part, isn't
Yeah.
it? And that is when we get. So I think initially, no. So initially, what's the first time we see Gladys properly when she goes to the school?
Yeah, so it's this bit, right? It's when we have the because we're gonna have the section with old
Marcus
mate
section.
Marcus. That's it,
Yeah.
Benedict Wong himself.
Yeah.
So
The last time we saw him, he was running wide-eyed at Justine.
yeah, I just kept thinking, how are we going to get there? You know, that's what's great about a sort of the pace of this film and the way all the pieces come together. Is I'm like, how are we going to get from there to from here now to what we've just seen? I can't possibly imagine. But yeah, so Marcus is at the school, and Alex's aunt Gladys. So Alex, the boy who was left in the classroom on his own, his aunt Gladys has come in for the 2 o'clock meeting, and obviously
Yeah, and we get
Marcus
to that
is
because we heard Marcus on the phone earlier when he was talking to Justine and saying, "Hey, we're going to pretend I didn't have this phone call," but she insists, "Will you check it out and at least ask his parents to come into the school?" And he goes, "Okay, I'll ask the parents to come in," and then it's not the parents that come in, it's Aunt Gladys.
Aunt Gladys, and the way she kind of and the way she's introduced, like walking through that fogged glass, walking along there, just that orange blur of her walking in, and then the the secretary is like clearly freaked out as well, like who the hell is this? Who the hell could this be? And yeah, so we get a lot very quickly. I mean, I still didn't know what the hell was going on, but she basically claims she's the family's caretaker because Alex's parents have fallen ill.
Got consumption.
They've got consumption. Yeah, that's what she says, which is again, Marcus is like, what the hell's that? And it's
So
obviously
isn't that the olden days name for TB? Yes, it
yeah. So
is.
again, that's another really weird,
Yeah.
off-putting thing. Like, what does that mean
Really
about
weird.
what does that mean about the history of this character? Marcus insists he must meet with Alex's parents, and obviously Gladys is like,
Well, you can come in another day if you want, or pop round the house if you want.
"Pop round the house, yeah." And why does Gladys end up at Marcus and Terry's house
I
later?
think does he decline to come down? He goes, "Oh, that won't be necessary."
Yeah, but then
And
because she turns
Gladys is
Yeah.
up like,
conscious, just want them to phone the authorities effectively and give her more trouble.
yeah. I mean, it's clear from the word go that something's amiss with her. What
Yeah,
did you
because
what
she is very strange. I wasn't sure at this point if it was witch
eccentric?
versus space alien.
Yeah. What did you think anything at this point, Lucy? Were you still like,
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, like, she was a very weird lady. So I knew it was either, yeah, alien, witch, just a very strange woman. Who knows, you know? But I
yeah,
do think that they do a very good job of sort of, she just looks so surreal. Do you know what I mean? Which is,
Mhm.
I found it awful calling her surreal, but you know, she's just gaudy, I guess is the word.
yeah,
She stands out like a sore thumb, really.
uncanny?
Uncanny, yes. Sounds
Yeah,
just it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I had absolutely no inkling at this point. I was just like,
yeah,
is she gonna sort of like bring the parents in and sort of like puppet them somehow? I didn't know what she was gonna do, frankly. It was just
yeah.
kind of crazy. Um, which leads us on to like obviously one of my favorite bits actually. So yeah,
Yeah. And
it's
Amy
crazy.
Madigan, I just
Mm.
took a look at her when she's not being spooky, Aunt Gladys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Real nice, normal looking
Yeah,
woman.
yeah.
I
Not
haven't seen her
ghoulish at
in
all.
anything else. I'd like to see more of her work after this because she was incredible and she
She
was really, really good.
is in
She's in
what's the
Field of.
wet
I remember her from Field of Dreams, and I think she's in Uncle Buck as well. Like, I remember her from like '80s films or like late '80s.
Yeah.
what's the really sad Wendigo one from a few
Oh,
years ago?
Antlers. She's like
She's
the
in
prince. She's
Antlers.
the principal in that. Yeah,
That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard
yeah,
of that one. Yeah.
yeah. She's like she's
Mm.
some smaller roles in like a lot of different things.
Cool.
Um, So yeah, she turns up at Marcus and his husband Terry's home, which obviously he's like, this is very inappropriate, as it would be. She's feigning
Mm.
distress that she like what missed her bus and then ended up having
She's
to walk
got a
all the way there.
proper right old Shaggy Dog story, hasn't she? She's like,
Yeah.
oh, I missed the bus. I had to run all across
Yeah,
here.
I think
Tell you what, we've got a
Marcus is
right
like
truth on. Have a glass of water, please.
because Marcus is the principal, he's obviously he's far more. So Terry's like, "Oh, come in and have a drink." Or Marcus is a bit like, "This isn't right. This isn't inappropriate. I shouldn't be doing this. I want to do things by the book." And then he says, "Do you want a glass of water?" Terry says to Gladys, and she's like, "Yeah. Oh, actually, I have a bowl. Bit of a
We'll
weird
put it in
thing.
a bowl, yeah.
I'm actually giving up explaining it, but I'll have a bowl of water. Okay, dog water."
If he just got on with it and just poured a glass of
It's like,
water and gone, "Here, here's your
why would
glass."
you do that? You'd be like, no.
Yeah,
Just have a glass like everybody else. Like, what's wrong
yeah.
with you?
So she just snips a bit of Terry's hair, just walks over,
Yeah.
brazen as hell, and snips a bit of his hair, and in front of them both, just does some sort of spell slash ritual.
Pierces herself with like a thorny
A little
branch,
tree thing, yeah.
Yeah.
wraps his hair around it, and
Oh,
then
she got a bit of
well,
Marcus's ribbon as well.
oh yeah, because she steals it from his office when she comes for a visit, and then she dings
Yeah.
the little bell, and all of a sudden he drops his phone on the floor and is like frozen.
Yeah, so the first part of it is with the ribbon, the second part is with the hair, and then the act of snapping this twig that was covered in her blood and wrapped in the hair is basically like like a homing beacon, like a target now.
Yeah, so if we're working out the ability, so if she can get a personal item of yours, she can control you. And if she gets a bit of your hair, then she can put a target on you.
Yeah.
And you
And
can be so as we discussed earlier, Ben, the ultimate kryptonite for Aunt Gladys would be like a bald Marie Kondo who has
oh,
no hair
maybe
and
she's
just
still a bit of
no
a beard.
shit around the house.
No possessions.
No, I've got no possessions and no hair. I live a very free lifestyle. Um,
To be fair, Tibetan monks would fuck her up every time.
so she immediately sets Marcus to kill, and he
He does
kills
a
his.
big sick on him first, though. Don't know
Yeah,
what
this
that
was a
is.
weird thing. This was like there's a horrible big bloody mucusy, just horrible sick. This isn't something that comes up again, is it? So this isn't like
I don't think so. No,
no,
this
this
is
is like a one.
the real gross moment. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we see
What
it
does
again.
this represent? Is this because like Marcus is killing like a loved one or like his most loved one, and this is like a weird
Maybe
act
just
of
maybe it doesn't mean anything. It just made the scene extra gross.
yeah, probably that.
Because it makes him look incredibly gross, like when he's doing all his running, because not only is he covered in blood and wide-eyed, he's got like black teeth as well. So
Yeah.
he just looks horrendous. Do you know what I mean? Like,
They had their lovely
Vilely vomit.
matching Mickey Mouse t-shirts on as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, so
mean,
Marcus
Tonka's
bludgeons
style,
Terry.
it's a good job that Marcus's head was harder than Terry's.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Could have gone either way.
Could have gone either way, yeah. But yeah, Marcus bludgeons Terry to death with constant, never-ending headbutts.
Yeah.
Wet headbutts as well. Wet butts.
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah.
gross.
Gladys, the way she like just goes about her business in this, she like puts all of her bits back in her bag. Like
Gets Justine's hair out that she snipped earlier and
yeah.
basically sends him off. And this is the cool thing as well. So if you've got some hair on you and you're able to be sent off targeted on someone, you don't need to know where she is. Like he doesn't have to Terminator 2 style go around asking where she is. Like you can home in on her
Also, you've
like a
got
heat-seeking missile.
heat-seeking missile, and you've got that never-ending stamina, like when you're drunk. Run.
Infinite stamina glitch.
Infinite stamina glitch. What's that? What's that? You've had 10 pints and you've got a bus home, but you've stopped at a stop a little bit further away than you want to be.
In a rough end of town.
Infinite stamina glitch all the way home. That's what he does. Just runs, and I like that you hear people like reacting, don't you? Like to him running past.
That's such a cool sequence. I loved that sequence. Where it's like,
Fuck?
bloody hell.
Who the hell is this guy? And yeah, this is where it kind of catches up with Justine's part of the story, where we see Marcus run and attack her, and
He doesn't go for the headbutts for anything else. He just goes a classic strangle like a
classic
Frankenstein,
strangle,
doesn't
Mm.
yeah. Which is handy in a way because much easier to survive that it seems.
he? I
Archer,
guess maybe his head's already on critical damage from all those headbutts he did already.
yeah.
Don't want his head to smash open
yeah,
like an
God.
Easter egg.
Um, Archer tries to help, like fights him off, but like he manages to get away. I noticed something that Marcus opens the door to run through, but later on, people who are on the homing missile just smash through glass.
Yeah.
This one's very careful to open the door, maybe because Ed's a bit soft. Don't wanna
Yeah.
risk it. Um, it looks like he's gonna get her. Justine is like cowering, like she's gonna get got, and then Archer like tackles him
Tacks him into the fridges like
straight into,
Stone Cold did in that thing
straight into the
once.
energy drinks. Yeah. Straight into the energy drinks. But he just keeps coming, doesn't he? Old Marcus keeps coming. She drives away. He chases after her. Archer gets in his car to pursue them, and then we see Marcus
He's
get
just complaining about being caught at the lights. Oh, fuck's sake.
yeah,
I'll lose them stuck at these lights here. But
and then
then,
Marcus gets absolutely obliterated by somebody driving across the junction.
yeah.
Yeah.
So obliterated that the top, obviously that head must be soft because the top half of his head smushed.
Gone.
Yeah,
Brains for
gone.
days. I want to make sure we didn't skip it, Lucy. You said your favorite scene was coming up. What is your
It's
favorite moment?
it's this bit basically. I just think like it's so chaotic and so fast paced, but it's just absolutely brilliant. And I think from the sort of reactions from the crowd, like it's gonna sound stupid, but you know, like when you're playing GTA and you're doing shit and like the NPCs all react. It felt like that. Do you know what I mean? When
It's
everyone's like,
Yeah.
very
"Oh my
much
god!"
like
Like
that.
it was great, yeah. And then obviously the POV shot of like Benedict one running towards you is like nightmare inducing. I
Yeah.
love that shot. It's so quick, but it's genuinely the reason it pushed my review to 5 stars because I'm like, this was fucking brilliant.
Oh
Loved it.
yeah.
Like, and I
And it'd
think
be
because
terrifying if someone did it.
we'd seen it beforehand as well. So seeing it in its entirety, the payoff was just brilliant. So I absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
love
and
the play of
happening
this a bit later as well.
and happening during daylight hours as well. You know, an actual
Exactly. Yeah.
terrifying
It's
moment.
we're just not safe anymore. I think there's that scene in Insidious, which is in the daytime as well. Like we've moved on from it being in the dark now. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
love daytime horror.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he's got, because as you point out, Ben, he's able to open, he's able to open the door and you see him punching at the glass of her. So he has more wherewithal, like, it's not as if you could kite him into a gym and get him stuck on the treadmill and be like, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
got
definitely
you.
something, but he seems like probably super ruthless. This like non-stop. I know we get a little bit later with James when James is attacking Archer, which is like played for
That's
laughs.
so funny.
It's
It's
played for
so
laughs,
good.
but it is like
Yeah.
it's played for laughs, but it's true, isn't it? Like if someone was under a spell where they were trying to kill you, like you'd have to you'd have to kill them in order to make them stop.
See, I'd be interested to see if people did find the Benedict Wong sequence funny because I'm sure people did. Do you know what I mean? Because for
Yeah.
me, that was terrifying, but he does look absolutely unhinged and ridiculous when you think
Yeah.
about it. So I'd love to hear a different perspective of someone who actually thought that was quite amusing.
I think because it was the first like instance of that in the film,
Yeah,
it felt more scary because it was like we
definitely.
didn't know what to expect. Whereas a bit later on, we know what to expect, but
Yeah.
it's
The play of it when he's running through and doing the GTA bit with people reacting is funny.
That is funny. Like I say, like it just reminds me of like when you've got like a fucking rocket launcher out in the middle of like I don't know.
Some people
like
are
Los
running away,
Santos,
and
just like yeah.
some people are running away, and some people are just like
I'm
strolling
walking
past.
here. Yeah.
Hey, I'm
yeah.
walking here.
Yeah, that bit was funny in all fairness, yeah.
Yeah. So having got him obliterated by a car, those two, Justine and Archer, are like, right, we're allies now.
Yeah. So they're at the hospital. They team up. They realize, and they sort of look at that map. He shows her that map and goes, "This is where two of them were going." And then Justine immediately goes, "That's Alex's house." So then,
As a teacher, I know from a topographical map of the town exactly where all my students
She
live.
knows.
so obviously they go to Alex's house, and as they arrive, and then obviously Paul and James are already there. So essentially, every person who has been has
Is
had a
this when we
chapter
get the
so far.
Alex sequence itself?
Yeah, so this is going to be the Alex sequence where basically everything is explained.
And this is where we see his dad, the king of Bants.
Yeah, so we see that he's having like a little bit of a problem at school. Like some of the kids are like sort of pencils down, launches a pencil at him. Well, you did say pencils down, you little prick.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're doing.
That's a proper go to bread incident. You'd be like, fuck off.
Oh yeah.
You go to bread. Did you say
You
go to
said
bread?
go to
Go to bread. Go to bed. Oh, I need to rewatch that episode now. That one's great.
Yeah, so obviously his dad picks him up. Again, nice parents, they're attentive, like they seem to like enjoy their company with him. Not too strict, but like tell him to tidy his room.
Oh, you've got to tidy your room.
Tidy your bloody room. Because
Oh.
Aunt Gladys is coming to stay. I like the fact that he's automatically like, who? Your Aunt Gladys is coming to stay. I don't know who she is. Strangers in my
Neither
house.
do they. Do we assume that she really is their Aunt Gladys, or is she
No.
somehow wheedled away in?
Hell no. She can't be.
They've got a chain
Surely
letter.
not.
If Aunt Gladys is coming to stay, love
It's
from.
either there is an Aunt Gladys that she's replaced, or she's done like some sort of Jedi mind trick to them to
On
say,
another distant relative and say, you tell. She's done a very particular spell where if you put some cheesy Wotsits against the stick, then she can get you to write a letter for her to say, Aunt Gladys is really poorly. Please let her come and stay with you
yeah.
until she
So
dies.
it's like she obviously needs a hub where she is, and then obviously she's unwell as well. So that's
Yeah,
real.
because she is poorly, right?
She
So
is poorly. She's like, so Alex like watches her arrive, and when she arrives, she's like, she's all hunched over, looking unwell, and then she's got a potted tree that she takes everywhere with her. A big, scary looking, spiky, spiny potted tree. Um, Alex is obviously super unsure and creeped out. He tries to look in her room like the next morning. He sees the potted tree. He sees her lying down, and he catches a glimpse of her, like, oh, the wig on the
yeah,
nightstand, and he sees her. She looks kind of even worse in this point, like than she does usually. So I guess we're supposed to believe that certain things she does to like rejuvenate herself, like works to a degree.
yeah, because
But
it's not working for her. She explains later, doesn't she? But
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Alex
Um,
goes to school and has a bad one, but then his dad doesn't turn to pick him up this on that day.
yeah. So he walks 9 hours home.
It's
However long it is.
And that one teacher
ridiculous.
goes, "You all right?" And the little boy says, "Yes," and walks off. And he goes, "Well, best not interfere.
Let's
Leave you
not
to
interfere
it.
now. We know that Justine got in trouble for dropping a kid home, so
I
I
play
better not
things
do it.
by the book. Thank you very much."
Gets home. Is his parents sat at the table at this point? I think they
Yeah,
are.
Yeah.
and he's immediately says, he goes, "Dad, what's wrong?" And like Aunt Gladys goes, "Nothing's wrong." And he goes, "I'll see about that. Have a glass of water in your face, Dad." He
A
takes
glass
the
of water
gamble.
straight in your face. He didn't react. It's all right. They're just resting. It's fine. I do like
Yeah,
this because Alex, even though like he just knows, you can't take him for a fool.
Mm.
it's like he hasn't done a single joke since I've got back.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the bloody Bantosaurus Rex over here, me dad. I mean, like
Mm,
you can't do that. You can't just leave him on standby. That guy doesn't know what standby is. He's always on.
mm.
So you so he's immediately suspicious. But Aunt Gladys levels with him pretty quickly and says, "Look, basically, I'm here because I'm poorly and need that your mum and dad are just resting. If you don't do exactly what I tell you, I'm gonna do this." And then she says, "Right, stab yourself in the face with forks, lads," and they do.
Yeah, they do. I mean, this is pretty brutal, and as expected, Alex is pretty distressed by seeing
But they
this.
don't bleed really, do they? Just get like plasticine holes in their face.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. And then well, yeah. So she drops a stick in the water, which is like ends the spell.
Wash it
Again,
off.
again, what's key here is that Alex is obviously watching these particular things that she does to try and see exactly what she does. I guess he's got like a month of her doing it
Yeah,
to really
to work
like
it out.
to
But she
work it
does
out.
send him to work saying, right, you start your endless journeys towards feeding them soup because you're gonna have to give them
Yeah. Get the bus to school now. You're not getting a lift, unfortunately. Get the bus to school
get the bus
and
to school. You
get.
are gonna have to get your mum and dad some soup tonight because you've got a bit of soup in the house to feed them today, but
Hmm.
you're gonna need to buy it in. Alex, a kid on a budget, bless him, he's committed to quality. He stays with the branded soup this whole time.
Who's paying for this?
He never goes down into the supermarket own brand. Yeah,
Hmm.
is Aunt Gladys giving him money to go to the shop?
I guess you must be, yeah. Um, yeah. And
Independently wealthy little kid.
one of the nights as well, like she's like throwing up, she's being sick. He goes into a room. Well, he goes into a room at one point, and seems to be doing some sort of like ritual. She's like got candles around, and she's sat there.
Yeah, we assuming that she's slurping the life force out of them as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's what must be what she's doing because they're obviously just sat there completely lifeless, and
Yeah.
somehow, but her being in the house, we don't really see what she's doing, but I guess she's absorbing some sort of life force to heal herself. But when she's throwing up, she basically says it's not working. I thought it was gonna work, but it's not working. And so basically, Alex's goal throughout this is to get her to leave. So everything he agrees to do is like, if I do this and you get better, does that mean you will
You'll
then
go
leave?
home. Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. So two adult people hasn't worked. So I'm actually really, really craving.
Really peckish for 17 kids.
I'm peckish for 17.
Specifically.
I like Alex's thinking here because obviously she says, bring me an object from every single one of your classmates, bring it to me, and then whatever I do with that is.
He's like the Terminator in this scene. He's like looking around like
I thought
Scroochy.
I thought he was just going to grab something out of each one of their drawers. He's one step ahead of me. I would have been like, right, get something out of each one of these drawers. He takes the actual piece of paper from the front of the drawer that like labels it for each classmate.
Yeah.
Genius.
And they drew it themselves, so personal.
Exactly, yeah. So he takes it back to Aunt Gladys, and she basically does a spell slash ritual, which involves ripping up all these pieces of paper, putting them in a big cauldron, not an actual
Yeah.
cauldron, but like a little thing. She gozzes in it.
Yeah.
That works somehow. I guess that works the same way as the blood spell, and yeah, essentially the spell that she. This all takes place at 2:17 on the night that all the kids went missing. Is when this spell is activated. They all run. Did no one else look out the window? I guess it was 2 a.m., wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they open the door and all the kids come running in straight into the house, straight down into the basement. And yeah, so I'm assuming from them being there in the house, because again, we don't see that Gladys is doing anything to them. Is just their presence in the house allowing her to rejuvenate?
Probably just getting the life force out of them with whatever ritual goes, but you've got 17 kids worth of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, but presumably they would like wilt over time if she'd managed to do what she wanted to do, you know. But presumably they would just rot, I assume.
I think it plays into where they are in the ending
Needs
as
to
well,
keep them.
right? Because later on we
Yeah.
understand that
Yeah.
maybe some might have recovered, but not all. So
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
it
So
depends what she's done to you.
how far through the sort of transformation were you, you know?
Yeah.
Which is
'Cause
disturbing.
Because she needs to keep them alive as well, and that's key to it as
She
well.
does, yeah.
You can't,
Yeah,
you
Is
yeah.
that
can't
you've got to
just-
be feeding, like you've got a full-time job now, Alex. You better get some bulk buys on that soup. You shop at Costco now. That
Even
is
more
2 buses.
soup.
And you got to feed your bully. You're that bully.
Oh, I know. But
Feed
poor
him the soup.
Alex. Oh.
Yeah.
You'd be careless of that. You'd get it in his hair, wouldn't you? Be like, oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. You'd,
Oh.
I'm not going to spoil it because Lucy hasn't seen it, but you treat him like you treat like you give him some of the old bringer back, wouldn't you, Ben?
Yeah.
That bully.
Exactly.
Well, I'm intrigued now. Okay, cool.
So yeah, we find out that,
He'd be
that's
confused
what
when he
happened.
woke up.
That's what happened to the kids. How do you feel about this? Do you feel like it satisfied you? Do you feel like it was an interesting? It kind of it added more questions, but I think it did well. This film at going, here's a plot hole, and you're going, and then filling it. So for example, we see when the kids went missing, they obviously came to check the house, search the house of Alex's house, and so they did another spell to get the kids out of there for the time the police turned up, and they like took all the newspapers down and like sorted out the house or whatever, did that, which I thought was pretty good, pretty genius. I don't think there was anything that was really like a glaring plot hole that made it. Definitely didn't take me out of it, at least.
No. Yeah, I like this reveal. I think just all the kids standing dormant in a basement is really creepy, you know.
Yeah.
It's actually worse than I was expecting it to be. I was expecting the kids to be like, I don't know, well, weapons question mark. but instead they're just, well, later on.
So
but,
I guess
when they're sort of in the basement, it's just like, oh Jesus, okay, that's all you're doing with me, just let them stand there. That's horrible, you know. So
at least
creepy.
let them have a sit down.
Yeah, they're
Put
just
some
standing
chairs
around eating cold soup. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I loved here that this was like I'm fine with things being two things. I don't mind it being having a metaphor like all the things we discussed. Is it tied to school shootings? Is it tied
Yeah.
to anything else? But I also like that the explanation at the surface level is there's a metaphorical explanation and there is the it's a Blue Witch
Yeah.
explanation as well,
Yep.
versus
Hmm.
some others which are like this monster, it is just a metaphor for grief. Don't you worry about it, lads. I
Absolutely
like
not.
that it was two things. There is a surface and a metaphorical explanation here.
Are we
Hmm.
thinking that the word weapons is literally just to describe the way she weaponizes certain people to like home in on other people? Because it's almost
Yeah, I
like the
reckon.
kids are never
Yeah.
really used as weapons. Oh, I guess they are at the end. I
Yeah,
guess that's the kind of
they
meaning.
become someone else's weapons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we get caught up with the story, and well, yeah. Also, Alex, real good at lying to the police. There was the bit where we see Gladys taking the dad and saying, "Oh, he had a stroke or something like that." Did she say?
No time to check his medical
No
records.
chance to
It's
check his medical
Yeah.
records. He had a
No
stroke.
time.
That maybe was one sequence where I felt like I could have done without. Like I kind of they questioned Alex. We know that from earlier on. I didn't necessarily need to see that again to go, oh, Gladys was there because like it kind of makes sense at this point. But yeah, we catch up and to this big final act, which is where Justine and Archer investigate
staking at the
Alex's
house.
house. What was that? Staking out the house.
Hmm.
And that is when that's when the police officer comes out and does a creepy wave. I said that earlier, but that didn't happen earlier. That happens now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
And then they go, "Is that's also the police officer guy that I know that I've been copping off with, copping being
yeah.
the word."
Eyeball Paul.
Yeah. Mustached Paul. Um so yeah, they go what do they do? Do they just go straight in?
Oh, well, Aunt Gladys has said to Alex in the closing scene we had in his section, saying, "Listen, listen, the heat's getting on.
Mm,
We're leaving tomorrow. Start spreading the news."
yeah.
It says, "Right, we're going to be on our way tomorrow," and it's the night before that happens that this all comes unstuck. But she does warn him, by the way,
Hmm.
don't don't cross any of these lines of salt because I've set everyone to patrol mode
Yeah.
like a Robo Sapien to get people if they come in your room.
They're like turrets, aren't they? Weapons wise, they're
Yeah, they
turrets.
are like turrets.
So mum and dad upstairs behind a line of salt, and then there's a circle of salt in the living room with a police officer and a drug addict ready to go.
Yeah.
Who obviously again it's great
Nature's
because
enemies, allied by the forces of magic. Like when
yeah.
Shang Tsung had both Sub-Zero and Scorpion on his team in his Mortal
But
Kombat tournament.
what's great about this? These characters could just been there, and we wouldn't. But the fact that we've spent time with them and you know about them makes it so much worse, I guess, in a
Yeah,
way, isn't it?
Yeah.
they've just become your weapons. They've lost all of their own agency now.
So they go in. Paul and James attack Justine and Archer. Uh, Obviously, it's Archer versus James is quite funny because he's like just body slamming him and slinging him across the room, but he just keeps getting up over and over again, as he would, wouldn't he? Like,
Yeah, he's got full Chumbawamba power at this point.
he's got full Chumbawamba power. Justine would love that vodka drink. She's all over it.
Oh my god.
She loves her body. She loves her body.
That was too quick. That was too quick.
She loves it. Any Chumbawamba reference always gets me going.
Yeah.
And then Justine versus Paul. I like it how initially she commits to the you go this way, I go that way, you go this way, I go that way, you go this way, I go that way.
Classic chase around the dining room table.
But then Paul's out of guts full, so he leaps at her.
Because unfortunately for Paul, she does uncover his one weakness.
Yeah.
Being shot in the fucking head.
Yeah, shot on the head.
Although before that she does peel him.
She does peel him. She vegetable peel. This is horrible because
Knocks it
Oh
out,
yeah,
man.
this
Stop
was
peeling us.
his eyes are coming out as
horrendous.
well at this point.
Yeah.
Oh
Big
yeah.
bulgy eyes. What I love is that she peels him on one bit of his face, but then does take the time to move across to peel
Yeah. Doesn't peel the same bit. Goes right. That's that too. I hate the way you see it bleeding afterwards. I was
Yeah.
just like, it looks so painful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gives him a peeling, and then when he knocks that out of her hand, she ultimately unlocks his weakness by blowing his brains out.
Blows his brains out. Wait, does she shoot him more than once as well?
Yeah, she shoots him in the chest once and he loosens his grip a little bit and goes, right, that's giving me just the angle I need to put it against your head and shoot your head off.
And obviously James is strangling Archer as well and knocks him through the basement door. And this is a great scene where he's like on his back, hand on his face, and he turns to the side and sees all the kids in the basement. That's a
It feels like it's even when that guy's on top of him, got his hand in his face, he's not fully at risk. He's like, hang on a minute, I know you're trying to kill me as best you can, but let me just have a look down here. Found
it's
some
my bloody
clues.
son. He actually don't care about anyone else. He only wants his son.
Justine comes and shoots James as well. That's him gone.
Yeah, yeah. So they go into the bait. So Archer goes into the basement, turning all the kids around one by one. Where are you, Matthew? Where are you, Matthew? But Gladys, I mean, this is another big jump scare, and then like
Yeah,
Gladys
this
just
is great.
because he got the torch, just Gladys being down, hidden amongst the kids, like that robot in iRobot was hidden amongst
Sonny.
the group.
She
Hidden
sunnies
amongst.
him.
She sunnies him. She's like, I'm one of the kids. I'm one of the kids. I got ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and me dressing gown.
How personal does an item have to be for you for you to be possessed?
I don't know. I guess like clothing, something.
But like if Aunt Gladys came round my house and took went into the toolbox in the garage and took a screw out,
Oh yeah, that's got
technically,
nothing. That's got
by the
nothing to do
letter
with
of the law, it belongs to me. But I wouldn't notice if it disappeared. It's not personal to me in that sense.
an item of clothing, I reckon,
Yeah.
or something you've worn on your person. Anything else? Can't get my PlayStation 5 controller. Actually, I spent a lot of time in my hands, so
Yeah.
maybe.
So she could have snatched that off you, unless you were very quick. If you knew what a game was and saying, "I'm going to give that to you," actually, that's yours.
Well, she does get undone by her own
Wasted by
gumption.
her own petard.
Yeah, 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 she does. Which I loved, by the way. Like when
Yeah,
this starts, I'm like, hell yeah, I got goosebumps. It was that cool.
this is great.
So
Um,
yeah, so Justine is still. What's she doing upstairs? Just milling about.
I think she's just like, I don't know, going, I've shot this two people. I'm not okay. I
Just
don't know.
taking a minute, I guess.
Taking a minute.
When you said I just shot a man, I thought you were going into the baddie from Last Action Hero.
Oh,
I've just shot a man. I did it on
I've just
purpose.
shot a man in the face after vegetable peeling his skin.
Yeah.
How am I going to
And
explain
meanwhile,
this?
Alex is upstairs with his mum and dad because he
Oh God,
crossed the
yeah.
line of salt. They're trying to
Mhm.
absolutely batter him.
So they're coming at him. They're like putting their head. Again, this is like, I guess it's a bit like The Shining, putting your face through the door, but
Yeah.
also
But instead
never,
of saying a catchphrase from late night television, just going, ah!
never ending
Yeah,
doors as well.
he,
That's what
he,
I
he
get
did.
for this one.
He did actually say, Zach Cregger, in an interview that he basically just ripped off The Shining here because he really wanted to do it.
Yeah,
And I'm
Fair.
like, fair
I don't
enough.
blame him.
It looks brilliant. Like, it's great.
Yeah, that scene of like his mum's head coming through the door and looking down at him is,
And then you've got like all the stab marks from the
yeah,
forks as well. It's like, oh Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're
Who
trying to hit
else?
him, but Alex is like, I've got an
So I'm
idea.
assuming this is
Thankfully,
Alex's.
if
This is
they,
Alex's plan, right?
yeah, because he knows, so he's found a way into Aunt Gladys's room. He grabs a few things, and thankfully, there's two or three more doors he can put between them. And then he
Yeah.
gets in about. I thought what he might do is just. At first, I was like, oh, he's going to rinse them off and just put them inert. But no, he's got a better plan.
So how does this work then? Because obviously I know he uses the hair from inside her wig. Very good thinking. I'm glad he didn't grab a bit of the wig. That would have been very silly.
Well, then you
How,
control her, that'll be fine.
is it
That's
because
a
the
bit of
s-
your
the
hair.
spell where the kids are under the kids are under a spell, so they're still now has the ability to weaponize them by closing this loop essentially. Is
Yeah,
that
so
kind of
basically
what
the
it is?
kids he's got the control stick that has the kids in it. He
Yeah.
puts a bit of Gladys's hair on there, and well, while he's doing that, we see downstairs Archer comes back upstairs. He's under control of Gladys
How
now,
did
and he
Gladys
starts
get him so
choking
quickly?
Justine out.
How did Gladys get him so quickly?
Oh, she must have
Hair,
confused him and said the same
hair stick
name.
snap.
It must have
There
said
it
the same
is.
name. It's like, what did you say that name? And she's nicked something off him. So maybe did she get like a tag off his clothes or something?
I don't know. I don't know if I missed that or what.
She snatches something off his person as she jumps out on him. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I guess also you probably wouldn't expect if she just grabbed that and then stood back, you would be like, "Here, stop putting that on a stick."
Like, oh, give that back. Like, yeah, you wouldn't be that bothered.
It'd be good if he got his rulers that he'd used for making that big map earlier on.
Oh yeah.
Um,
He loves a ruler.
Because I
so
think Alex stabs himself as well, doesn't he? So I think it's supposed to be blood magic,
oh,
right?
it's his blood,
Yeah.
isn't it? He
So
pricks
obviously
himself with
it
the
takes
thorn.
over. I assume is how it works. I'm not a witch, disclaimer, but I assume that's how it would work.
Do we hear there's
Sounds like
apparently
something
there
a
was
witch would say.
an alternate ending originally considered for the film, right?
Hmm.
Whereby Alex and Gladys would each have an army of weapons that they would
Oh,
have fight each other.
Oh wow, okay. Well,
that's
like bloody
crazy.
Avengers Endgame. Just
Exactly. More like Civil
Oh,
War, Ben, where they have
oh
two
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sides.
I like it. That
Yeah.
that's great.
But it doesn't do that. I like this ending that we have
yeah.
though. So Gladys is having a good old gloat, saying, enjoy being choked to death for spoiling my plans. But then she just hears a snap from upstairs and goes,
She immediately knows. It's so good. Like it's so good because she's just like clever boy. It's that sort of moment, isn't it? Like, oh, it's great.
literally, oh shit. And then sequence of the year, I think.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
It's got to be in there because it's just got so many moments. So she obviously just legs it. All the kids come smashing out the
Through
window.
someone's house like a Jason Bourne film.
Well, again, we said earlier, like the crow flies, literally in a straight line they run through, just like a Jason Bourne film. The scene of the guy like mowing the lawn and then stopping and seeing her run, and then the
The
kids
family
run
having
after
like a
her.
lovely brunch or something in their conservatory. She just pops in the front door and is like,
Yeah. Um, that's the point of view. Like we're right over the shoulder of one of the kids who like smashes through doors and smashes through windows after.
really good.
It's so good. Like it's exhilarating, but also
Pull
like
her head off.
get a character who's done some real bad shit getting the comeuppance they deserve, you know? It's not like a long legs where a long legs just bludgeons his face onto the
Yeah,
onto the
I think
table.
what you'll find here, guys, is and a bit of a niche reference for some, but for real horror scholars, they will know what this takes a little bit of influence from is seminal television series about cursed items that ran from 1987 to 90.
All right.
Yeah, it's called Friday the 13th, the series. And quite often, someone who has taken a magical or cursed artifact for their own selfish ends will be inevitably hoisted by their
Yeah.
own petard. Sometimes a man who has stolen a mulcher will be mulched himself into his net worth, which was nothing. Um, Another time, a man who's got a Cupid statue that makes women fall in love with him will be killed by steam. And it's unconnected, but ultimately quite poetic in the same way.
Not the bloody steam.
And young Zach Cregger, I imagine, was watching this, having heard a recommendation for it on one of his favourite British horror podcasts, and thought, I'll add that into my film. I think that's a good idea.
That was some quick moving, that was, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's
Um
had since 1987 to have caught up with the show, so
oh, I see.
you might have been
So
aware of it separate from us. We can't take credit for that.
the children chase Gladys down. She tries to close a garden gate on them. No, we can get through that. Smash. And when they grab her, they catch her, they grab her,
Twist
and
thread off like a bird.
rip they rip her to shreds, they smush her, they yeah, they just dismember, decapitate, and kill her, which immediately breaks the curse, causing all of her living victims to be freed. And then Archer leaves the house and like follows the path of destruction straight through like someone else's house as well. And they're like, "There's a man in here now."
I love the bit it's a bit like that GTA. It was also because careful, there's glass on the floor. Carrying that shit out.
um, and yeah, all the kids are kind of like all just staring ahead. They're all still in like the sort of
Do you think
a
that?
vegetative state. Is that what
Do
it's
you
called?
think
Is that?
it's? Do you think it's driven by how long
Yeah,
you've been under the spell for? Because
that's what
Archer
it
was
seems to be.
captured, but
Yeah,
like he was only there for a couple of minutes, so he's fine.
he was under the spell for a few minutes. He's fine. The kids obviously they've been under the spell for like what? Is it a month?
Month.
Is it 30 days?
Yeah.
Mm.
And um then the parents, Alex's parents, have been under the spell for like the longest. So unfortunately for them, they're not in a good way. And then the voiceover from the start, the little girl states that
Well, that's
Alex,
that.
and that's that. So Archer reunites with Matthew and carries him home. And then the voiceover says that Alex moved out of town to live with a kinder aunt, an actual aunt.
Fair
His
enough.
parents get institutionalized, and then
And
the
someone else feeds them soup.
Yeah, and then the
Genuinely
children.
says that, not taking the piss.
Yeah, it does.
No, I
The
know,
chi-
but
and
I don't know why I find that so funny. I just do.
it's just brutal. It's just like so,
It is, isn't it? It's like,
so
oh,
horrific.
it
Can you
never
imagine
ends.
if when young Alex grows up, they're like, "Hey, do you want to, Alex? We're obviously all adults here. You want to help the community? Go work at the local soup kitchen." He's like, "No."
Stay
Hell
away.
no.
I mean, he's never eaten another thing
He's
of.
never
I
going to be the
only eat
same again.
solid
Jesus.
foods, dry toast.
And the children were reunited with their parents, and then just like the final line is basically saying that even years later, some of them have begun to speak again.
Yeah.
So, it's long-lasting effects from Evil Witch. I'm glad it gets torn apart because that just felt
Serves her right, doesn't it?
Serves her right, yeah. Serves her bloody right. Okay, so that's weapons. Now, I did have a little a small quiz to round it
Go on.
off.
Got a little quiz
Tiny
for us.
quiz. And I'd like to call this quiz Which Witch? That's
okay.
right. I'm going to give you a little
Okay.
description of a certain witch. Witches we may have mentioned in this film so far, in this episode so far, sorry. And I'll give you a brief description, and you can tell me what witch it is and from what piece of media.
So you need to know which
Yeah.
you are describing.
Which witch am I describing? So, the first witch, one of the most influential and powerful sorceresses on Earth, she leads a secret society of like-minded witches in a never-ending quest to kill and torture children.
Or sometimes turn them into mice. Is it the Grand High Witch from Roald Dahl's The Witches?
It's the Grand
called by
High
Mr. Bean.
The Grand High Witch, full title, the Grand High Witch of all the world, also known as Miss Evangeline Eva Ernst. Didn't know that.
Okay, didn't know that.
There we go. Which witch is this? A member of a cult that worships the demon king Paimon. Paimon.
The Pieman now.
Oh, I know the film, but like,
I'll take the film because I won't remember.
She's from Hereditary, right?
It's Hereditary, yeah.
Yeah, just a very normal name of a lady.
Doris.
Oh. What is it, like Anne or something? Is it
Joan? Apparently,
Joan? Oh,
Joan.
close.
The
Those
one,
names are
like
the same, almost.
generic, like
the one who's friends with like the grandmother,
Yes.
in there, and we think, oh,
Yeah.
she seems nice. No, evil. I don't know how to say this word, so forgive me. But a villainous Sicilian sea witch. Is that how you say it?
Sicilian?
Sicilian, not Sicilian as in from Sicily, but Sicilian. An evil. Or I'll say it. I'll say it like this instead. A villainous octopus sea witch.
Oh, is it Ursula?
I was going to say Ursula, yeah.
Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Yes,
You mentioned
indeed.
Ursula last week, didn't we? Desiccating all them lads.
Yeah, we did. We did indeed. Okay, next one. Once a powerful sorceress who hid her age through magic, often accompanied by magical henchmen who do her every bidding. I'll give you a clue. Animated.
Animated.
Hide her age.
So
This-
animated someone that disguises her age.
Yeah. This
And
might
has
be
henchmen.
this might be a tough one. Animated, and you know when you watch a film and you go, that food looks delicious. That sort of animation.
That food looks delicious.
Well, this animation studio is very famous for making delicious looking food.
Oh, is it the witch from Spirited Away?
Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle.
It's
Delicious
the
food in that as well.
It's the Witch of the Waste.
As soon as you said food, all I could think about was all that food from Jeremy Clarkson's banquet in Pan's Labyrinth.
I was just thinking of the Spirited Away scene, then I just got sidetracked. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. And this last one, the clue here is that we've already mentioned this film
Okay.
in this episode.
Okay.
I'm thinking of witches now, Ben. I might have a round for
So, some other names that this person is known by: the Sovereign of Nockmaar, Sorceress Magnifique, Primal Priestess of Cults and Covens, the main antagonist of, says the name of the film, a female Daikini and a sorceress, and she's the main antagonist of a little fella.
She's the baddie from Willow that turns everyone into pigs.
Yeah,
Genuinely nightmarish scene,
that
but I
would have been a
don't know
better.
her
That would have
name.
been a better clue. I couldn't think of anything else when I was. Yeah, it's Bav Morda from Willow.
Bav Morda.
There we go. That's it.
Um,
That's all I've got.
Shall I do one for you, Ben?
Yeah.
Lucy, you think of any witches, but I will say,
I'll
which
have a think.
witch
Yeah.
is this? This green skin witch gets up to, I would say, fairly innocuous evil doings, but is a bit grumpy and bloody hates Rodfall and Emu.
Oh, grot bags.
Crop bags.
I was thinking Wicked for the whole
Yeah,
duration of
I
that.
was like, Alphabet? Like, where's this going?
Yeah.
No, Crop bags, who did an excellent cover, if you're on YouTube. Have a look at Grot Bags' cover of the finale song from Little Shop of Horrors, Mean Green Mother from Outer Space.
Oh yeah. I think we've mentioned this on the
Grot
podcast,
Bags is,
haven't
I
we?
think, maybe an episode with Stu, we've talked about Grot Bags
Yeah,
extensively.
I think so. I think you're right. There we go. That was fun. So, to rate the film, A to F, pluses and minuses allowed. Rate good or rate bad. Lucy, would you like to go first? Well, how would you rate Weapons?
I mean, I'm giving it an A. I mean, I gave it a 5-star review, so I kind of have to, right? Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was brilliant. I actually thought it was. We never mentioned this in the podcast, but I thought it was a step up from Barbarian. Actually, I thought it was a
Yeah.
smarter, gorier, better film. I mean, I love Barbarian, I really do, but I just thought that this held my interest substantially, scared the shit out of me, even during the day. There were some really effective scares. The cast was amazing. I just think it's brilliant. A few minor nitpicks here and there in terms of maybe things weren't wrapped up as neatly as I would have liked, but aside from that, I thought it was great.
Good stuff.
Awesome. Oh, would that be an A or an A plus? Are you just gonna go for an A?
Probably an A, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, A plus is next level on it. Andy?
Gonna join Lucy on an A, Ben. I think similar, so smartly written, really nicely structured. I love the overlapping Venn diagram narrative. I think it made it really compelling. It felt really pacey. It's not a 3 hour film, but it's 2 hours plus, and it absolutely breezed by. Um, I think Zach Cregger's got a lot more great movies that we're gonna see from him. Yeah, performances were solid. The fact that so much of this cast changed over in the strikes and so on is incredible because I can't think of a better cast for this. I think it was everyone was firing on all cylinders. I thought it was just brilliantly made and it hit the rare test where my wife Karen isn't the biggest horror movie fan. Something I have to think is particularly exceptional for me to say, hey, you would like this and should watch it. This film I'm making more recommendations to it than I normally would because we've had some real great movies that I think are amazing for horror fans like ourselves, but have something about them in the quality that they are made that even for non-horror fans you can say, you should watch this because it is just, even if you're not a big genre person, this is just a really solid, great film and a great story and a great, fresh idea that you want people to experience and talk about. So if you're one of the people that followed us and listen to us talk about this because you don't care about spoilers or you want to know about a film before you go into it because you crave that kind of thing, go see it. You'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely go see it. I mean, yeah, I think it's an A for me as well. I mean, crazy to think that we all rated Bring Her Back so highly last week. So to go from like two new releases back to back, all hitting the A mark is kind of crazy. Bring Her Back was my film of 2025 so far. This might top it. Like, it's very different,
I'm
obviously,
gonna
but
have to have the summer of the soul and like real thinking about this is going to be this Christmas season. I'm going to be really sitting and thinking about what my true favorites
yeah.
were. I'm going to have to get a spreadsheet for this, I think, Ben.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, in terms of like the pacing, I loved it. All the performances were great. The horror, the comedy, the mystery, all of these elements that just is just a perfect balance. I think the script was great and yeah, like the central like actual the key to the whole film is fascinating, and I love the fact that we don't really get much in terms of a backstory of Gladys as well, which I think is the best for some of the best villains. It's often we don't know where they've come from or why they do what they do. We just see it unfold on the screen, and that's the scariest part of it. Um, so yeah, I mean,
Long may it continue. Hope
long may
Zach like resists the temptation to do Gladys first kill,
oh my God, yeah. Please don't do that. We love
where it turns out it's actually not her first kill. It already was.
it already was. She's been killing for a. What's the thing like in terms of the history of the character? When she said consumption, we're like,
Just from the olden days.
has she been knocking around for hundreds of years doing this all the time when she's nearly dead? And then her comeuppance was meeting little Alex.
That's how you could have got a Ben to give her a Tango Eye Splash. She wouldn't have been ready for that kind of technology.
Jesus Christ, the E numbers. She would have had a spell.
all air would fall out.
All right,
You'd say,
yeah. That's what happened.
Tango Ice Blast.
That's
She'd
how
be
she
like,
ended up in the way she was in. She went to view on a uh, on a mere
She's going,
Tuesday.
fucking hell, it's withered me. I'm going to need 17 kids.
Oh, I'm at 17 kids will do it. They'll sort me out.
It's too rich.
There we go. That was Weapons. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us, Lucy. That was
Yeah, of
that was
course,
awesome.
yeah.
Where can our listeners find more from you online, and of course read your review of Weapons? I'll put the link in the show notes as well, of course.
So yeah, I write for Tech Radar, so just look at the streaming site and read my reviews and stuff. That would be much appreciated. I'm also on Twitter at Lucy J Buglass, and Instagram is just Lucy Buglass. Yeah, and that's where I am at the minute. I'm not on Blue Sky or anything. I'm a two social media wonder at the moment.
Exclusively on those platforms. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
A blessed existence. It's a peaceful life.
Oh yeah, I can't keep up. Like I think 2 is my limit these days.
Well, thank you, Lucy, for coming and giving us an air of legitimacy yet again.
Hell yeah. So thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the show, become a patron over at patreon.com/horror hangout. Thanks to our patrons. Thanks to Taj Easton for our theme music. Thanks to Acast for hosting the show. Please consider giving us a rating or review. As nicely as we've been to bring her back and Weapons, be nice to us as well, please. We're on Threads, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, or horrorhangout.co.uk for everything in one place. Next week, it's Together. We're talking about Together with the usage of Two Become One. Can
Michael Shanks get a third A out of us for this month?
If that happens, I cannot remember a stronger month for new releases. If Together happens as well. It's insane. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive indeed. But until that, next time, if you are going to commit crimes, everyone, at least use your own tax disc in the car. Come on.
Oh my God, that was a lovely throwback. There we go.
Yeah. Right. Good night, everybody. Make sure you sleep through at 2:17 a.m. If you're not sure that you might get slept off, lock the door, put the bolt on.
Just close the door when you sleep, for God's sake. Right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.